Recording.
Well, I'll
Fucking
make a
recording.
move before you guys start.
Okay.
Catch you guys later.
Have a good night.
Okay, have fun.
Later.
Bye.
Later, tater. Let me ask a question of Casey. Let me put the spotlight on you. So, because we don't have everyone, rather than having it be a school day, we're going to have it be a weekend day. So, kind of the format of how permissions work at the school for coming and going is that class, pretty much people are always required to be on campus, except Class 1 is able to leave campus after classes on Wednesday, and they have to be back on campus by 9 p.m. They are delivered off campus by they're like you'll go to the mall, or you'll go to the outlet center, or you'll go to like fucking like the really cool Starbucks or whatever, but you're always driven there by campus buses and taken home by campus buses. So it's like a field trip, less than like your freedom to go do whatever you want. But you aren't necessarily chaperoned during that time. And then Friday, from end of class until Sunday at 8 p.m., you're allowed to come and go from the school as you please. You just have to be someone who's gotten authorization from the parent or guardian to be able to leave campus. So in your case, I don't know who is your legal guardian, unless, I mean, there really is no reason why Valar cannot just be a emancipated adult.
That's a lot harder to do when you don't have parentage and stuff like that here. He could just be like he could have guardian be his like on paper person.
Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he has also trained another person with similar powers, so.
Yeah.
If Casey, if you're cool with that, that will mean you'll be spending more time with Guardian, which is not really going to be a problem, I don't think.
Yeah. No problem with that.
Okay, cool. Then we'll do a little bit of backwards, little retcon, give you a little experience with him. He checks in on you. He does the All Might, because in my mind's eye, you are Midoriya. No offense to any other player in the game. Like, I understand Midoriya is the star of my hero. I think you're the star of Stonepaw, but like Aberrant as a whole, no disrespect to anyone, Liz is kind of the star of that because she's always here. Like people talk about the advantage of being the storyteller's spouse. The advantage is consistency. She gets all the plot. Any game I run, she gets to play in by default. I just assume she's getting a spot in the game. Unless she's like, no, I'm just going to sit out and mock you. Thank you, my love.
Meanwhile, there I am aggressively trying to kill Barry every time I run a game.
Yeah, like that's the thing is like I love Barry. He's a genius, and the ideas he comes up with are marvelous. But he is a difficult person to contain because he is of such strong will. So really, it comes down to looking at Barry dead in the eyes and being like, "Before we start this game, are you ready to treat me with respect?"
Please don't make me cry.
Yeah.
Or, more accurately, don't make me throw a clipboard at you again.
You threw a clipboard at him?
Oh, I totally threw a clipboard at him.
What did he do?
It was when he was playing as mage when Tyrell and I were running a multi-genre game. Tyrell was running mage, I was running werewolf.
Yeah.
And Bear was playing a spirit mage, and he was in the Umbra, and I was trying so hard to kill him. I was throwing everything I possibly could at him, and that fucker kept winning.
I see. That to
and I
me.
got so mad, and I threw my clipboard at him.
Honestly,
mind you, I was also super pregnant.
Yeah.
But I was like, bang, bang, bang.
Honestly, if you're gonna have Barry in a game, you should have someone like me or Blake on staff.
Oh god, yeah.
Because I can contain Barry, it just takes effort. More effort than I usually want to do. I usually handle it in a LARP setting more easily in a sit down setting because I can get a break from Barry. And don't get me wrong, I love him to fucking death. Like, he is like top 3 human in my life. Like, I love that guy. But he is just too smart for his own good sometimes.
No. Yeah.
I'm like, I
Tyrell was supposed
understand, Barry, that you want to solve every problem before we get to game site. So you can spend the entire night making fun of people. I know. However, if you solve every problem, there is then no story for people to play.
Mm-hmm.
Does Barry like rooting out plot? Or does he just like the social engagement? I've never actually thought about that.
I think it's a bit of both. Like, I think
Okay.
it's like, he is super fucking smart. So, you know, we may take forever to figure out these like crazy in-depth, like, plots that are like, we're like, fuck yeah, that's gonna take forever for them to figure it out. And then there's this motherfucker who gets one piece of information and
Yep.
boop, oh, I figured it out.
I do
And
the
it's like,
same thing too, and I don't know about Barry, but I know that I never mean to do it so cavalierly.
mhm, yeah.
But it's like I'm like, well, I mean, it's clearly E-Rock was running a game. He was running a game for me as Samaritan.
Hmm.
And fucking like skeletons started popping up, and like basically these earthquakes happened in New York, and wherever the impact tremor was, like fucking zombie skeletons, like with old archaic swords and armor, started crawling out of the woodwork. And I'm like, it's clearly Morgan Le Fay. And he's
Hmm.
like, motherfuck. And I'm literally like, I went to Doctor Doom and I'm like, okay, so it's clearly Morgan Le Fay because you trapped her in that era. I think she got here the hard way. I think she put herself in a cave and slept her way till now. And Doom's like, fuck. And E-Rock's like, god damn it.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm like, I, I, I need an adult. Connor can't solve this problem.
It's just one of those things.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be such an awesome plot. Bloop. Fuck.
yeah,
Fuck. Now I don't know what to do for the
yeah,
rest of the season. Fuck.
yeah. uh, but every once in a while, the other side of that coin is and I call it the Gruhot coin. So when I was running during season 2 of the end. They went into the Legendary Realm to go pursue the Great Clave, and I presented this guy who was a swordsman who was drinking himself into oblivion every night because of some kind of sin he had done. And my plan was that he was going to lament the story of what he had done, and the whole thing, and then they were going to be able to go to the place that the unfortunate event happened and be able to retrieve the sword in its ruined condition, and then they were going to go on a series of quests to like purify the metal and recharge it and all this stuff. And so they meet this guy. He's a swordsman, and he wakes up in the morning and mucks out stalls enough to get enough money to drink himself to oblivion, wash, rinse, repeat his life. And they find
Hmm.
out that he was a renowned swordsman who, in a moment of hubris, engaged in a fight that wasn't necessary and accidentally killed a bystander. Like he took a head off with his backswing, and he forsook the sword and swore to never take up arms again, and he's been this way ever since. And they said, "That's clearly the man who made the first clave. We need to help him reclaim his honor and his sense of purpose. And if we do that, then we will be rewarded with the clave." And I'm like, "Man, that's a better story than I wrote. Fuck yeah, that's right. Let's go."
Hmm.
And like
Yeah.
sometimes that's just how it goes. Like hell
Sometimes
yeah,
you're just like, well, I'm gonna roll with this better story.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I'll
You'll
take
never
that.
know.
Yeah, and I don't think I didn't tell them that until the Q&A at the end of game 3, after the game was done, we did a Q&A. Ask us any question, we'll tell you the answer. And the only question we refused to answer was the one about what Porter really was. We looked at each other and we're like, you know what? No, I think we're going to keep that one. I think we're going to keep that one. But we answered everything else, and the only person who's actually gotten the truth about it is Liz, because she invoked wifely privilege. She's like, "I'm your fucking wife. We've been together 11 goddamn years, and you're going to tell me what Porter was."
That's legit. Legit.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we did a Q&A at the end of it, and like a lot of the secrets and kind of the behind the scenes was a lot of fun for us to talk about, because you don't get to talk about that a lot as a storyteller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unless you're a bad storyteller. like I love I as much as I love to include my friends in my activities, I also kind of relish the friends that I have who don't play D&D or don't play in my games, because then I can like behind the scenes talk to them about shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm dating a girl named Stormy, and she's not really into role playing games. Like, she doesn't really want to play them, but she really likes the stories that come out of it. So that's kind of
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fair.
So I can just tell her stories. I can tell her things I'm planning. And I have another friend, Kaylee, who's friends with me and Liz, and she's the same way. She's got a devilishly smart brain, but she doesn't really want to play in a game, mainly because she doesn't want to get invested in something that is so contingent on other people's behavior.
Yeah, I get
And I'm
that.
like, oh, I totally get that. Because and it brought up the topic about Skidmore and what he was going to do to the fucking twins in the Dark Horizons game. And it was just like, no, we don't do those kind of games. We don't do that kind of role play.
No.
Like, yes, there are terrible things in the real world, and maybe in a world of darkness these things should be reflected, but at the same time, I don't like to run adult subplots. It's always fade to black, if anything. Yes, you guys are making babies, fade to black.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, bad things happen, suicide bomber, fade to black. Whatever. There's just some things I don't need to roll. I don't need to role play.
Agreed.
Um, which I like playing the bad guy. Um, like I enjoyed playing Remus. Remus was a very very bad dude. But he didn't need to. He didn't. I didn't need to delve into like really inhuman shit to properly showcase that, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to. Like, I did that once in the game that Will and I were running, and it didn't improve the plot. It didn't, you know. So yeah, I keep sexual elements out of my games for the most part. Like, I mean, I'm not certainly opposed to like there being like not literature and not like fanfics, but I don't mind writing smut. I don't want to role play smut, if that makes sense. I like writing smut. My smut's pretty good.
I also like writing smut.
Yeah, smut's dope. Hey, if you like writing smut, you should do like a Patreon OnlyFans for smut writing.
Yeah, fair.
I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about start doing feet pics. Maybe someone will follow it as a joke. Take photos of
Some people are
my
really into
feet.
feet.
My feet are dude feet. I don't think my feet are unattractive, but like they're still dude feet. Like, although I do want to get like a fucking pedicure. Like, I want to do like a fucking like full spa experience. I want to go to like a day spa that has like a hotel attached to it. To go get like a fucking shiatsu and get like the cucumbers on the eyes, and then get served like a nice like fruit plate, and then just go take a nap.
It is.
Would that be the best day ever?
Mm-hmm. It is pretty dope. Barry did that for me 1 year for my birthday, I think.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
still in
it was like
Cali when you were still in Cali. I think I remember
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. It was. I think it was before I even had Kaden. It
Hmm.
was like a full day at the spa, massage, facial, pedicure, manicure, whole thing.
Oh, I remember. I remember. Yeah, because every time you said facial, I would make a joke. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can't get that at home.
100% correct. I would punch somebody in the face.
Anyway, all right. So I'm off track. When I thought it was like 5 o'clock, and I'm like, I don't think the game's gonna happen. I took some pot that I wasn't intending to take, and I would be normally run games. The time's gonna be a whimsical. I'm sorry. Trying to put it back on track. So Casey, the question I had is, on a Sunday where you have liberty to do whatever you want, what would you do?
Probably a beach day.
Cool. Is there any particular beach you'd want to go to? Considering that you can kind of go anywhere you
Um,
want.
considering the closeness of the school and everything, the most likely one would be La Jolla Shores, and then probably every once in a while, one of the other ones.
Okay.
But for the most part, La Jolla.
How do you get there? I mean, it's certainly within walking distance, ignoring the fact that you could walk 500 miles and then walk 500 more.
Um, Probably wouldn't think
Was it
about it. Would
too on the nose
probably
to get a
actually
joke?
fly there.
Was
No,
it
no,
too on the
no.
nose?
It was good. It
Okay.
was good.
I didn't
I'm
get no trouble. I
smiling
didn't
while
get.
talking. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. And Corey said he got busy, so he probably won't be able to make it.
That's cool. So you were saying take the coaster down?
Actually, would probably end up flying unless he was told otherwise. If not, then yeah, probably public transportation.
Yeah. Reminder about the flying rules. I mean, Guardian would say if you're going to be flying, remember 500 feet.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't fly. If you fly higher than 500 feet, like you have to file a flight plan with the FAA. which to be fair, there's an app for that on the smartwatches that the staff has.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, keep in mind one of the core things about this world, which you guys can feel free to throw your creativity into. The world, this world is better than ours. This world doesn't have the same. I mean, they don't have. There's still racism because people hate, but it doesn't have the same institutional racism. The police aren't. The police do have body cams. The police have technology that really can track what they do. Especially because of Tony Stark hover cams. Like the cops get out of the car and it follows them like a third person video game. So cops aren't fucking pulling things out of their pockets and fucking planting drugs on people anymore. Groceries are free. The world is because I don't want to spend my free time in a world that sucks. Fuck that. Fuck spend our free time in a world that gives you free ho hos.
Hell yeah.
Hell yes. So yeah, so I mean, like, if there's any part of your narrative that you have that's a new element, you just feel free to throw that shit out, and yeah, we'll if it sticks, it sticks. It's a collaborative storytelling effort. So yeah, going down to the beach, yeah. Um, it's the time in game is it's probably we'll put it at mid September. So you've been in classes for almost a month. Almost a month. Um, do you invite any other kids to go with you? Do you go with another group? Because I mean, certainly the other kids would probably like looking at
Oh, I
the.
basically make it an open invitation.
Okay, yeah, because like Hawk is your roommate. I think didn't we have a recent shuffling of rooms because of something?
Yeah, because of Corey. Corey's now with, what is it, Raptor Lad or one of the other ones? And like
Uh,
there was a reshuffling where he went with one of the students who was with another.
yeah, he's not on the list here, so I don't think I updated the list. I think he might have ended up rooming with Daiichi. Does that sound right? No.
Actually, that does sound pretty right.
Okay. Yeah, because right now, yeah. Yeah, I'll have to update this when I have a chance to talk to Urok. But oh well. So yeah, like you're like different than like you guys mingle between classes one and class two, very much in the social aspects of it. It's not like My Hero where the class 1A almost never interacts with class 1B. Um, you guys are on a different like set of schedules. Like you guys are on an A block, they're on a B block. So you guys are getting the same classes from the same teachers, but it's just on a different schedule. So you guys are like when you go down to the beach, like Hawk, who's your roommate, is totally down to go with you. You know,
Yeah, I would just like make an open invitation, be like, hey, whoever wants to go, let's go have
like
fun.
Hawk is still underage, so Hawk hasn't been able to get any gender reassignment surgery or anything like that. But they've been on medications for a while, and so they wear their hoodie even though it's summertime. Um, and like one of the things that's starting to take shape is Kid Boomfist is starting to acquire something of a clique. Match and Brick have both kind of glomped onto him, as has Reckless. Um, so, and they're not being bullies or anything, but they're kind of the followers, and he kind of barks orders at them a lot and things like that. Your relationship with Boomfist has not improved in any way, shape, or form. It is becoming readily apparent that he is flat out xenophobic. Like flat out, he is not racist against aliens. He is prejudiced against aliens. So that's been, I don't know how distressful that might be for Valar, but that is an element worth remembering. So, I imagine that most of the students probably would. Let's see. I think it pretty much falls into one of two categories: either people who are beach people or people who are arcade people. So, yeah, I would say that like you and fucking Azalea, I bet, would love to be at the beach today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then Daiichi would. Uh, Boomfist would, but he would notably sit like opposite you so that it was clear you were not in the same group.
Yeah.
Um, Raptor Lad, Match, Reckless would be there. Armory would not. Armory's like, no, I will have sand in my everything for all time. No. Um, Surprisingly, Velocity is like, no, I'm good. He opts to go to the arcade, and it becomes clear that it's because Weaver is going to the arcade, and he will go wherever Weaver goes because he has a crush that he is not willing to acknowledge. Uh, Meta Chef would go with you guys, and he would cook.
Dope.
Oh
And
yeah, barbecue at the beach.
yeah, um, and like so. Oh, also just for the shits and giggles of it, I was driving around and I was listening to music on my way home, and I was trying to find songs for Boomfist because like in my head canon, like he's definitely become a PC in my head. He's my PC, and I play through a little bit in my own head, and I was trying to find a song for him because I don't have any music for him. And I was listening to the song, the Bonnie Tyler song, "Holding Out for a Hero," that classic one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm listening to it, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly whose song this is, because I'm feeling it like when the tempo kicks up, and it's like da 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 da, and I just see like they're in danger. There's people hanging off the side of a building. There's a bandit with a bag with a dollar sign on it, and he's robbing a bank. And off in the distance, you see a plume of dust appear, and then Raptor Lad runs in. We need a hero, and he's like, he's a fucking velociraptor. Oh man, it's like Raptor Lad is kind of like I need a soundtrack for him that's like performed by David Hasselhoff. It's just like, oh god, I want to
Like in
do,
German music, that's where he's big.
yeah, like Kung Fury. Like he's like a character from Kung Fury. If I was making comic books for this, I would every issue would end with like a 3-page, like little like Sunday comics kind of like of Raptor Lad just doing weird human things. Like Raptor Lad going to the grocery store, pushing pushing the shopping cart with the little clawed hands.
Oh God.
I have a feeling that Raptor Lad's on a live food diet. That's the unfortunate thing. Every once
No,
in
he steals a shopping cart from like a Walmart or something, and then takes it to go to a farm,
yeah, he's just
picking up live chickens, putting them in the cart.
oh my god. Oh my god, I can almost see that there. No, that's actually should be a thing. Yeah. That should actually be a thing. Like Guardian or I wonder who would be his handler. I don't know who his handler. Let's see. Let me look at the staff and see who the most ridiculous handler would be. Winston would be the most ridiculous handler. Winston is his handler. So Winston fucking helicopter backpacks his way over to one of the local farms and is like, "Hello, good sir. My name is Winston. I am a professor of mathematics at the Stonepaw Camp." Stop throwing that! Stop throwing that! No! I'm not a drone. I am an educated doggo. Hello, yes. Yes, calm down. Yes, I brought money. Look, money. Yes, we're all calm now, aren't we? Yes. I need to lease some of your livestock. Yes, I would like to stipend the goings on here at this farm with this crisp American moolah. And then I will have a young lad who is a bipedal dinosaur. Velociraptor gives the medical name or the scientific name. Yes, and he will come by to pick out his food. Fuck you, bleep bloop. I was telling that story the other night. I'm like, yeah, tense moment. A friend was lying dead, slain asunder, and at the moment they looked up to the sky to beseech bleep bloop. Motherfuck. It would either be that or a Chewbacca noise.
My vape is dead. It tastes like butt.
Well, I have mine, but I'm using it.
Yeah.
If you want to come out here and get a puff or two.
Yeah. Can't buy another.
It's $30 to replace this.
Something like that.
Okay. If we have enough tomorrow, you can get it on the way to work.
Maybe.
Yeah, do what you gotta do. So you guys are at the beach. Meta Chef, in addition to being able to like whip up incredible food through matter creation, he also can take existing food or the food he makes, and he can imbue them with effects. So he can do things like he can like it still follows regular rules, but say for example you're a character who doesn't have any physical defense skills, so he can make like a tray of cookies that give someone the boost ability, or he can give you invulnerability, milkshakes. You drink this shake and for like 45 minutes you have invulnerability or something like that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then like So
It
definitely
reminds
like,
me of a manga character.
well, there's a character in My Hero who is like a cook, like a Sugar Rush. He
Sugar
Sugar,
Man.
yeah,
Sugar Man.
Sugar Man.
I thought it was Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush is his power, is what
Okay.
he calls it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha. So, but like, I wanted to kind of take that one step further and have a character, because like, I was looking at the character when I was building the characters. I'm like, I don't want to have all characters who are Avengers characters. I want people who are going to the school for power refinement, so they can just do good things. Like,
Yeah, there's a manga, so a Korean manga that's called Soul Continent. That one of the characters, their powers is different buff foods that buff the other characters in their party.
that's fair.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
pretty
cool.
funny.
Yeah,
Like one of the
like,
things they make is stinky tofu, and it stinks to high heaven, but it's so good.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's
Are you talking
how
about
that's.
natto? No, that's fermented soybeans, right? Sorry,
I
I just heard
forget what
stinky
stinky
food.
tofu. Yeah, no,
There's
no, no.
some
We were
stinky
talking
food I
about
really
powers
like.
from a manga that was similar to what he had created with the chef character.
I like stinky
Mm-hmm.
cheese. I don't like bar food though. I could never do a scot like the eggs, the fucking pickled eggs. I don't think I could do a pickled egg.
No, no, thank you.
Yeah, no, I just can't like. No, I don't think so. They look so vile,
Mm-hmm.
like fucking just like fucking elephant
They
testicles.
smell vile. They taste vile.
Yeah,
They are vile.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if I pickle it myself, then people were willing to try it. But like a wild pickled egg in the like out, no,
So,
no.
let me take a quick look. So while you guys are off campus, you're not on any kind of school activity. One of the teachers is present at the beach. He's obviously
Mhm.
hanging out a little away from you. It's Deluge, which is Tyrell's character. So so imagine Tyrell mixed with um, like a daring adventurer, like Matthew McConaughey's character from Sahara. Tyrell
So he's
mixed with that
potentially
character.
causing more trouble than us.
Well, yeah, he definitely has like a group of women around him, and a couple men actually around him, all kind of fawning at him as he's talking academically about the ocean.
Seems
And
appropriate.
then so he has water powers. He can transmute his body into water and then control water. And he's also the school healer because he can wrap somebody up in his body and heal them with his water, because his origin story, which you would have heard by virtue of being in his class. So he was an explorer from the late 1800s who went off in search of the Fountain of Youth. He was one of the first people after this, like after the Spanish conquistadors, and always fucking did their shit back in the day. But the renewed interest in it, and he found it, but he fell into it. And then when the the Nova-ing, when the celestial event happened that created novas, he popped out of the water back in his human form with superpowers. And so he's been a reserve member and a support structure member of NDI for a while, but he's not like a field guy. He's not a superhero who's going out and fighting crime. Like, he can, but it's not his thing. But he's thrived as a teacher, and so yeah, he like basically is the living waters of the Fountain of Youth. He's never going to age, and uh, he can wash people, like wash wrinkles away from people. It doesn't de-age them, because there's still something that is of there's a karmic life within you that can't be suspended without sacrificing humanity. So he doesn't do anything to keep people alive longer, but he does like help people be more vibrant in their old age. So he's got a little bit of self-help guru-y stuff in him. So yeah, so he's got a crowd of onlookers who are gazing because he's shirtless. He's got like beautiful Mediterranean skin and rippling abs. He's got like that Carlos vibe because I mean it's Terrell. And yeah, so would you be engaging in any activities or anything like that while on the beach playing volleyball, building a sandcastle, uh, anything?
Sports wise, I probably wouldn't engage in anything unless one of the other kids was like, "Hey, let's play this game," and because I have probably no idea. It's been a month. The only thing I'd probably find entertaining that I would try on my own is like surfing.
Fair. Okay. So there are so San Diego waves kind of suck. La Jolla isn't bad though. Because how the land kind of curves in where La Jolla Cove is, it does create a bit more of a tumultuous
You do
wave.
realize San Diego's waves are considered some of the best in the world?
Really? Oh, well, I did not know
Yep,
that. I
they have
let,
surfing tournaments there regularly in Oceanside.
oh, well, allow me to eat some crow. All right, well then, yeah, fuck it. Then there are plenty of surfers. There are plenty of surfboards. Like you do see a group of individuals who appear to be about your age who are standing with surfboards, and they seem like they have more surfboards than they have surfers.
Yeah, probably wander over slowly to see if they had an extra board to be able to use.
So there's four people there. There's three dudes, one chick, and the chick notices you before the other guys. But when she makes eye contact with you, she brightens with a smile, like a very welcoming smile. And the guys look up and they're like, "Oh, hey, man. Hey, how you doing?"
Uh, hey, hi. That looks pretty cool. How do you get those boards?
Like, where do you get one?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
kind
mean
of
you
new.
could. We always get ours from the insert name of shop here. We always go to Best Boards, man. Walter, the guy who runs it, man, he's real good. He always double coats them for us before he sends them out. You ever surfed before?
No.
Oh hey, check it out, man. Hey, I'm Dylan. He steps forward and puts out his hand.
Shake it.
This is Bryce. This is Melanie, and this is Chad. Hey, do you wanna give it a shot?
Sure, that'd be fun.
All right, cool. Hey, like what board do you like? This one I really like this one because it's my banana sleek bumblebee. It's like bright yellow with some black lines. I always like this one. I always figure like if worst comes to worst happens, I get knocked off my board, we could fight with a satellite.
That's fair. Whatever one's easiest to learn on.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. There's a nice sky blue one.
No, I like
Yeah,
that one. I
man.
like the colors.
All right, so let me give you some pointers. And Sean doesn't know jack shit about surfing, so you get some pointers.
So insert surfing pointers here.
Yeah. Yo, man, it's all about feeling the wave and knowing the balance of your own body. So it's a very transcendent, I don't know. Like, surfing is dope. I've just never done it. Like, I lived in San Diego for 32 years. I was a terrible Californian.
Azalea has like no interest on anything else going on other than like soaking up the sun because that's how she gets her food
And I imagine
because she's a plant.
you're digging your feet into the sand and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but if she's anywhere close to this conversation, she will yell out, "His name is Valar," because he did not give his name.
Val, that's a good name. That's cool, man. Oh yeah, yeah, it's like Valentine. And then they joke with Melanie because she's single, and she's like, "Oh my God, shut the fuck up." And so yeah, so you go out on the waves. Let's see. Your first wave. Roll me a D100. You roll me a D100. We'll see what your first wave is like. Higher is obviously better. You now have a free specialization in surfing. You can feel free to apply it to any ability you want.
Jesus.
Not necessarily athletics.
Damn.
Anytime, no, I'll give it to you as a floating bonus. Anytime you can justify surfing, if with another skill, I'll give you yeah. Fucking A, dude.
Holy shit!
They do not. For those of you playing the home game, he rolled a straight 100. Damn. Yeah, I was like,
Swinging the notes.
as you were like, as you were about to roll it, I was thinking to myself, yeah, man, if this motherfucker rolls good, I'm gonna fucking blow this shit out of the water. And then 100, I'm like, well, damn, yeah, all right. So like, they laugh uproariously when you surf, and you think they're making fun of you, and so you have a brief moment where you're probably a little unsure of yourself, and then you hear Boomfist. Oh my god, he's good at everything! And then you realize they're laughing because they thought you were pulling a joke, that you were like, oh man, like I don't know, you're Val, but like are you one of the surfers out of Maui or something? And you realize they think that you are a pro surfer. Something about you're just good at this. You're really good at surfing.
Was your natural calling?
Yeah.
Found my home.
Yeah, you're just like, and I totally want this to roll into like, because you know how we were talking about you could have a Kryptonian thing that makes you like your own thing. Maybe it's like fucking like aquakinesis or something. Just saying. That might be kind of cool. But moving on.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Or it could be maybe you synergize with whatever environment you're in. Maybe it's something like that. Like a furthering of your adaptability.
Yeah.
That would also be pretty cool. And hell, you can have both. You can grow your character any way you fucking want. That's how this game is cool. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a free dot of allies. Put it on your character sheet because you've just made some friends. And they're not followers, or anything like that. But yeah. So yeah. And they seem to be, they're very good, normal people. Like, like when, like Deluge notices that you're, interacting with some people not from the school. He kind of does a little hairy eyeball look over there and nods satisfyingly, gives you a thumbs up. He's like, we're just going to do a little quick detect evil. Okay, no, we're good. Yeah, because you know what? I think that would be an ability that Deluge would have. He probably has some ability, like if he can sense through water or something like that. Actually, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. He could sense like spiritual harm. So evil people probably read as being like looking like cancer-ridden lungs to him. Yeah. I hope Tyrell proves of being fucking major Deus Ex Machina, his character. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, so yeah, Valerie, you've made some friends. You're having a great time. So when Boomfist pipes up, they put two and two together. You're from that group. And I'm trying to think. So I said, so Hawk is there. So Azalea is there, and you don't look abnormal.
Azalea looks
Daiichi's
weird as fuck.
Oh, does she? Well, I mean, like,
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You look like a poison ivy person. Okay.
Yeah, she's green. She has horns and a tail, and she has flowers growing out of her head.
Okay, so what you're saying is you're not subtle. Okay.
No, she is not subtle at all.
Daiichi blends in. The only thing is he's wearing like dark sunglasses because his eyes are weird and he's self-conscious about it. And because he's blind. Raptor Lad's there, isn't he? Isn't Raptor Lad there?
You said he was there.
Okay, yeah. So it's clearly obvious you're with the kids from the school. So they say, so are you one of the kids from the super school?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my god, that's so... Do you have surfing powers? Is that what this is? Do you
No,
have surfing
no,
powers?
my body's enhanced, but no surfing powers.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of felt at home on the board.
Am I at the beach?
Do you want to be at the beach?
I mean, I'm left out of everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just figured. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. You can be at the beach. You can be. Do you want to be? Do you want to be at the beach? Is it a beach day?
Sure. I
Okay.
mean,
Are you there?
oh wait,
Are you there to
I
chaperone or?
I'm not supposed to be in the sun though.
Well, I mean, it's beach umbrella. Oh no, shit. You're right. Yeah, you're not supposed to be in the sun.
Why is she not supposed to be
Well,
in the sun?
because her babies. Well, out of character, we know they're going to be twins. It's just has not been. It's not. She hasn't had her checkup yet.
Uh-huh.
Like the problem is so recently Liz and I have been doing more role play between each other. Like I've been running subplots for her, and we do a lot of conversations about other aspects of the world and stuff. And we've been doing some like little backdate plots where she was like, there's this thing that happened that I never really liked. Can we edit that? I'm like, the fuck yeah, we can. Actually, she wasn't even asking. She was like, fucking tell me. She told me that was what that was. Boom. And so like. So some of the storyline we have for her and her personal plot, we have more information on than has been revealed in the game. So, but anyway, but her kids are going to be half Kryptonian, so they don't want those kids to get too much solar radiation in them because if they get too much solar radiation at the wrong time during development, it can cause like different abnormalities in their growth. Not to mention, they could possibly kick through Sam's uterus.
By accident.
Yeah. So,
I
yeah.
got this.
You have Auntie Scarlet. Who
Although
could just
although
putz along and create a little cloud over Sam's head.
well, see, the only
Like I feel like she's insistent about going to the beach too. So Connor shows up with like something like this that I put in pics, but like it's scienced because he got it from Cardinal, so it's got like solar radiation dampening like panels in it.
so okay. Here's what happens. So initially, you're at the house and you're like, "Listen, I'm going to the beach today. Your job is to figure out how I can do so safely." And he's like, panic, 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 I got it. And then he zips away and he comes back and he's got a crate. And he opens it up and a shit ton of dust comes out. And you see that he's got a shield mandroid armor ready for you. He's like, I got you.
I'm not wearing armor!
But it's look, it's got the prism plating on it, so it's completely radiation reflective.
But it's all armor. I'm going to be sitting at the beach in armor.
Oh, it's got an air conditioning system inside.
Oh my god!
All right, and so then you work your way down through a couple of different options. What you posted is one of the options that you guys were trying to settle on, and ultimately, what you found is that that Connor can rig you not Connor, Micron can rig you a beach umbrella that will give you a cone of reflective UV protection.
All right.
So for the sake of argument, when you're in that cone, you're not in the sun.
Yeah. So she does that.
Yep, boom. Because fuck it. Micron's like, oh no, we've got this. This is the thing we got earlier before. We have we did a I'm trying to think of dermatology. We did a dermatology study with trying to think of some character. We did we had a dermatology study with Tombstone. The notorious criminal, but who happens to be albino. Yeah, and he got time off for participating in the study. And we've made major strides in dealing with melanoma cancer.
That's good.
Yeah, we also have it in a hat form, but you'll have terrible hat hair. There's nothing we can do, but it kind of cooks the top of the head. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But yeah, so you're at the beach now. Are you with the kids, or are you adjacent to the kids, or are you giving them their space?
She's probably adjacent.
Okay, so you're apart from them, but you're close enough to be like included in if they start a bonfire or if they start playing like like volleyball.
Yeah.
And you're there with Connor, and that dude just drinks up the sun, and he glistens.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He has like he does not realize. And this is fuck yeah. This is my character. I'll be the sexy guy. He doesn't realize like the attention he draws. He he can never get out of the water like a normal person. He does it, and it's always like it's in slow motion. He always does the hair toss, the Henry Cavill hair toss.
Sam's got a swimsuit like that because I'm guessing she's probably got like UV protection in fiber, so she designs it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, the U fibers are modular and can have other abilities. I don't have a system for it, but we'll work it out as need be. Also, Janet Van Dyne and Hank Pym are the major leaders in hero support items. So if you can think of hero support items for your character, which I encourage everyone to do, just because they're fun, whether you need them or not, it's just another way to further like make your characters unique. I wish that Hero Forge was better for making superheroes.
Yeah.
And
Like-
Sean, I did post a picture of Azalea.
I know.
Yeah.
I had to get some fresh air because damn it. Like for those of you playing the home game, that's what it looks like. It's it's obviously appropriate, but it's super sensual. Although I think I found something. I think I discovered something because the girl I'm dating is Polish, so I think I think I do have a type. I think I like Polish chicks, which is cool because I also like. I would love to live in Poland. I would love to live somewhere fucking cold. Oh, good lord.
Agreed.
Because like, yeah, I don't even give a fuck. Like, because like, I'll happily burn my furniture for warmth before I'll exist in 80-degree temperature. Like,
Yeah, Sam's in her little canopy with snacks and a drink.
yeah, and so you see Valar make friends, and Boomfist is like, God damn it!
What?
Well, he's like, God damn it! He's what? Like, it's obviously, God damn it, jealousy. He touches a surfboard and he's the master at it. Like, so you see Boomfist go and walk up to another group of people and say something. Clearly, he yelled at them, and then they gesture wildly towards the surfboard. He picks it up, walks into the water, waits for a wave, and immediately just like face plants into a rock that shouldn't have even been fucking there.
Lol.
And then he's like doing the anime angry, where you see the word bubbles with the exclamation points in the distance. Blah, 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 blah. And then he goes to blow up the rock and Deluge yells at him. Walks back, hands the board to the people. Grumble, grumble. Yeah. You're welcome, they say. He stalks back over to the group, just soaking wet. Somebody, Reckless leans over to him, because she, of course, is. He says, "Shut up!"
Great try there, bud.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I can't.
You can't.
I'm too heavy. She's like, I can't surf either. I'm too heavy.
Are you saying that to Kid Boomfist?
Yeah.
You guys aren't like close enough to be like conversational like that, but he can certainly hear you if you talk up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's ignoring you. Actually, no. When you say that, he starts to steam a little bit. and then Reckless goes, "That's useful." She puts her wet towel on him. Because again, Reckless is the girl whose powers are commensurate with how reckless she behaves. She's like, "Wrestle a shark!" I really tried to think of some really cool power sets.
I like that one. That one is really cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Kid Boomfist group have begun. Are talking about amongst themselves about what their hero name should be for their team. And the conversation is primarily led by Match and Brick, who are very animatedly talking about, being, yeah, we're gonna be like Boomfist Brigade or something, and they're like super hyped about it. And Reckless, of course, is like, that's stupid. I'm not calling it that. No, we're certainly not doing alliteration with B and B because I'm a girl with boobs, and that's not gonna fucking happen. And they're like, haha, boobs. And then she punches Brick into Match. And they're like, sorry, I've told you about that. My boobs are not a matter of your humor. So,
Sam just kind of chuckles under her breath, like.
and then Boomfist pipes up with, shut the fuck up, you yahoos. I already decided what our name's gonna be. Oh, what's that? We're gonna be the Destruction Derby. Derby for short. And they're like, oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Remember about the community's outlook upon your group.
Bullshit. There's gonna come a point where you're gonna need exactly what we dish out. People to go in.
That just drives over them. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't picture a superhero team at all. I just picture a monster truck just driving over shitty cars.
So they're like, sorry to have talked over you, Kitty. So so while you're saying this, Boomfist is declaring that no, you're gonna need a team exactly like us. One day you're gonna be facing like 1,000 fucking Ultron robots, or I don't know, maybe an underground cave full of 150 fucking ninjas, and you're gonna need someone to just come in and crank out the damage, and that's us.
Oh, you go, little monster truck.
She just gives him a look.
Boomfist
She gives
yells,
him that.
"Vroom vroom!"
She gives Boomfist that withering mom stare.
He wilts a little bit, like he wilts and takes steps into Reckless's shadow. Like, so the only thing that's one of the things you've seen is that Boomfist is starting to defer to Sam a lot. Like she's definitely put herself in the Aizawa position over her. And for those of you in the home listening to the home game, I fell in love with My Hero Academia within the last year. My wife introduced me to it, and that's what rekindled this interest in this game. So there's a lot of comparisons, and it's all with love. So I'm not trying to like make any claim to be better than or building off of. I think they're the bee's knees, and I hope to God they'll release like a role-playing game for that or something, because that would be dope. Anyway, also a role-playing video game would also be dope. But yeah, JRPG.
Oh my god. Azalea is just going to refer to Boomfist now as Broom Broom. Or Monster Truck. One of the
two. He only counters with, why not Vroom Boom? At least it's like keeping with the fucking theme.
Sam grabs a duffel bag. Sam grabs a duffel bag, tosses it out towards the kids. Goes, it's got water guns in it.
Alright, so the sudden diving for the guns is insanity. The first person actually...
Death for my amusement!
The first person actually isn't Reckless. She's a little bit slow to the uptake. The person who gets to the guns first is Raptor Lad. He snatches up the duffel bag, and one of the guns falls out, and he's running and just shaking the bag back and forth, scattering the guns. And he runs past like the group of surfers that Valar was friends with, drops the remaining bags in front of him, and like does this little like dog circle tail wag, and then runs towards the water. Because keep in mind, he's got the mentality of an 11-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Raptor Lad has the intelligence of an 8th grade student. So like, or maybe 12 years old at yeah, but yeah, still close enough. And he's very precocious, which is terrible because he is a adult velociraptor body.
Yes.
And he's got like feathers and plumage and everything. He's not like a Jurassic Park dinosaur. He's a 6 foot tall, feathered, velociraptor with highly advanced vocal cords. He can talk. He just doesn't talk a lot.
Raptor lad, be careful of the water.
He turns suddenly when you speak, but his body keeps going. He just tumbles into the water, comes out.
You don't float, buddy.
He doesn't float. He's very sad about that. And he can't use floaties because his claws are too sharp.
But
Note to self.
considering T-Rexes were supposedly really good swimmers, I'm assuming raptors were as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how.
Yeah.
Oh.
Note to self. See if we can develop a pop-proof donut.
This is what happens
Raptor
when
lad.
intelligence takes over some of your instincts.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yes, that is very true. That was actually a very strong point. So there was an issue of Spider-Man when Spider-Man was with the Avengers where Cap's like, you need to learn how to fight. And Spider-Man's like, oh shit, fuck, okay. And Cap basically like tries to teach them fight, and Spider-Man's getting his ass kicked for the entire issue. And then like they stumble onto a problem where like a bad guy attacks, and Cap's trying to tell Spider-Man to use his training to get the upper hand, and Spider-Man is like, fuck, Cap, shut the fuck up. And then he kicks the bad guy's ass, and he says, Cap, the reason why I can do what I do so well is because my spider sense tells my body exactly what precise movements I need to do to be the most efficient fighter in any given moment. If I take the time and try and train myself into your methodology, I will lose that ability. And Cap had to be like, you know what? You're right. You know what? And it was just like a way of being like, yo, like, Spider-Man knows what the fuck he's doing, alright? Like, it was like issue 537 or some shit. Like, Spider-Man knows the fuck he's doing. That run from, like, J. Michael Straczynski on up was so good for Peter Parker being his own man. He was no longer like, I don't know what to do. He was like, you know what? I know what to do. I just don't want to do that yet. I'm going to take these other steps. I need to try. I don't want to have to hurt this person. Like when he defeated, like, Morlun, he knew what he was doing. He knew how to take him down. And, like, he had a fight with a gamma radiated bad guy, and Mary Jane asks him, she's like, with it being gamma radiation, does this mean that you could take down the Hulk? And he's like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I'd have to kill him. And it's like, dude, Peter Parker he's no joke. Like, that boy gets
Yeah. Unfortunately, he couldn't do that anymore because the Hulk has evolved characterly well beyond that period.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with him. Like last thing I was reading like was years ago. It was the Immortal Hulk, the evil Hulk thing. Like,
Yeah, he's ridiculously powerful nowadays.
I don't disdain the character growth at all, for the record. But my favorite Hulk is like the late '70s comic book Hulk. Like when Wolverine was introduced, that era. As I really liked the Leave Hulk Alone era. Like when he was drawn by, I think he was drawn by Sal Buscemi or John.
I'm gonna go to the
Buscemi.
bathroom.
Okay, can you hand me a beverage as you come back?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, I need to start making dinner, so I'm going to switch over to my phone. So I'm going to disconnect for a few minutes.
Okay, no problem. We'll take a short break.
Okie dokie.
What?
Nothing.
Are you deviating wildly from the game? Because the story. Sorry. Redirect me more. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got drugs, and they're legal drugs. I've got a card. But I probably should edit that out anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some people just don't like it.
No, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about like that's not the concern. The concern would be like if this was for a monetization platform or something like that. Which, I mean, I'm recording these things so that I can use them in the future if I have good ideas for what to use these things for. In addition, like I also I had a storyteller jam session, so to speak, with Blake and Erock, and I recorded that because there were a lot of good ideas in that. Because we're in keeping with the fuck. I should be recording this. Fuck. Joke.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
It's been a while since I've had any of this.
The fuck. Oh, okay. That was.
Fuck. Why is it going through my Bluetooth?
What does this taste like?
don't know, dude.
Sometimes when we touch.
Ips. But yeah. So with the squirt guns now being firmly at my feet, grab one, hand out some to the other people around me, and start shooting as many people as I possibly can.
All right. So these. So you're not necessarily going to get this reference, but I'm going to make it for my own giggles. So what you're holding is essentially the Galahorn of squirt guns. So basically, this squirt gun is so technologically advanced that it makes other normal squirt guns in its vicinity equally as good at being. So it's got so it has a remote water reclamation function that pulls ambient water out of the air, purifies it, and then utilizes that as the ammunition while taking the particulate in the air and using it as the kinetic motivator for the squirt function. This is like the best gun ever, and it's totally like non-lethal. But it can shoot basically balloons of water, and it can shoot streams of water, whether 30 feet versus 60 feet. So these guns are great. And the technology basically spreads across the beach like wildfire and creates the best day ever. Hello? Oh, it was Kitty. Okay. I think, Casey, you heard me, right?
Yep, I heard you.
Yeah, it's not. It's supposed to be going through my Bluetooth, but it's being a shit.
That's terrible.
Yeah, Bluetooth and Discord have issues.
So I guess I'm just get into a speaker, and its Bluetooth isn't working.
Somebody say something.
Hello.
Something.
Yeah, okay, still not working.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Check, please.
Baby, my heart's on fire. I think that my voice is good enough that I should have invested in classes when I was younger.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So sorry, you guys are gonna have to deal with my background noise and whatnot.
I
Yeah,
would
background
more
noise doesn't bother
I would
me.
more be concerned about people in your background having to put up with me, but then again, they've met
That is
me.
pretty true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Barry.
I don't think he heard you. He's playing Boulder's Gate as well, so
That's fair.
That game's sucking everybody in. It's good though.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I'm thrilled that it's so good because that means that there will probably be more other D&D games and other products and stuff. I hope that we're phasing out of the comic book movies and phasing into like a fantasy genre again. That would be lovely.
Well, I've loved Boulder's Gate since Boulder's Gate 1. So
I've never played it, which is
it's
probably a
really,
substantial
really good
failing
game.
of the content of my character.
go for the eyes, boo. Go for the eyes.
I do have that magic card though. They did a whole Forgotten Realms like 2 sets, and I did sell my magic cards, but I kept I don't know, maybe like 60 cards just because they're pretty or they're neat. Like I kept my Dritz card, my really cool dragon cards.
Here. Me home. I'm tripping over you, bud.
How tall is he now?
3 foot something.
Jesus. How
Comes
old
up
is
to
he?
my chest.
How old is he? He's like what, 8 now? 9?
9.
9? Gotcha.
Oh God, fuck. Oh, goodness.
See, what really is a failing is that kid doesn't even know me. He totally should. I mean, I literally made him happen. That's as far as I'm gonna go with that joke.
Yeah, sadly, all moved to. Ugh.
Honestly, you know what? I'm so like I'm okay with the fact I live in Cleveland and everything, but like, did you guys not even say anything about you guys were moving until after we moved? Like, if I had known you guys were moving to Minnesota, I would have just moved to Minnesota and bought a house there and everything.
To be fair, I don't think we were planning on it.
This,
Oh, give me a second. I'm not
Planning.
sitting down just yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I still want to make
Yeah,
cute
like
noises at you.
I don't think we were even discussing it at that time.
Oh, fair. Man, wish you guys. I mean, I know why you guys moved to Minnesota because your mom was part of the equation. I wish you guys had moved here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just whatever's in there, whatever's clever. Root beer. Sure, root beer, fine. Yeah, root beer. I put more root beers in there because I love you. Yeah, that's what I do for you. Yeah. Hey, if Barry wants to buy another house, he can have mine, and we'll just move out there and get a house.
Yeah.
Or we'll be his
Passive
renters.
rental income.
Yeah. Honestly, the fucking market here is insanely good. Like, we just got to get out from under our fucking foreclosure, which we got to take care of tomorrow.
Yeah. So I give the kids
Yeah.
squirt guns.
So, these squirt guns are like specially designed by Micron. They're basically, and as I said before, you may not necessarily get the reference, but these are essentially the Galahorn of squirt guns. So they have a feature that makes all other normal squirt guns in their vicinity function like this gun. This gun absorbs moisture from the environment and uses the water for ammunition, and it uses the particulate that it pulls out of the air as fuel to fuel the kinetic function of the squirt gun. And it shoots either streams of water or balloons of water. These are the coolest squirt guns ever.
Azalea has no idea what the fuck they are, so she just watches for a bit until she figures out what the hell they are. She just sees guns scattered around and she's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. It's like, no, guns are bad.
Yeah, she's like, what?
My papa always said that guns are bad. Like,
And squirt her thoroughly.
it's quite refreshing. It's a bit startling because you were very warm in the sun, and this is cool, crisp water. So it's a bit bracing.
Stop.
Yes. Oh.
Stop.
Leave it to me. I threw it away. Because it's hideous.
Did I throw it away?
I threw it away already. Sorry.
Hey, Barry.
What?
Peaches.
What?
How you doing?
Okay.
Hi. Long time no speaky.
Sean's flirting with you.
It sounded that way.
I'm just trying to say hello.
Yeah, you just sounded like Joey from Friends.
I've never seen an episode of Friends, and I'm thankful for it.
Really?
There's some shows I did not want to get behind. Seinfeld was irritating to me. Everything I saw of it was irritating. I only saw one episode, which was the one where there was that police officer who in New York who posed for Playboy and then got fired for it. And so she was featured in an episode, and I was like, oh shit, that's the nude chick. That's the only reason why I watched it. But yeah, Seinfeld. Friends didn't like those. One show I would have liked to have gotten into was Third Rock from the Sun, the John Lithgow show, because John Lithgow is just incredibly talented. He's hilarious, and he's menacing. He's a good
They
actor.
slap me in the face with it some more.
But I'm sure
This is
that
like
I'm talking entirely too much for. Yeah.
Yeah, there's certain parts of Friends that did not age well. Like, Ross is a fucking TM nice guy and a fucking homophobe.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that um like I was on Facebook, and it was one of those I was looking at one of those time hop things. You're like, oh, your fucking post from 10 years ago, and I'm like, oh no. Anything that I see, like, because I had it was like 2020, and I got a time hop. It was a terrible fucking joke, and I'm like, oh fuck, I said that. I said that publicly. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't post that now. I don't even have any family who are gonna read that shit now. Like, ugh. And and then so, like, yeah, you get the fucking time hops, and you're like, oh yeah, look, that's some vaguely rape culture humor right there. It's just like I am a person who's pretty assertive about trying to be better than I was the day before, and even I have those missteps. Um, and it's just like we learn so quickly, and most of us course correct pretty well. But there's just this infinite well of unforgiveness for our past mistakes, both internally, and then certainly externally with cancel culture and all that shit. Like, I think people need to be called out for their shit, and even their past shit. Like, hey, this was not cool, right? Oh yeah, I knew it wasn't cool. I'm sorry about that. But I think that's kind of where it needs to end. Like, James Gunn is a fantastic example of that. Um, But yeah, like I was actually asked by a friend recently.
I call
So
bullshit.
What?
I said I call bullshit.
yeah, fuck you. And he was lamenting. He's like, "Hey, how do you?" So if you're in a relationship with someone who you meet through like social engagements, like because I run a lot of D&D games, I meet a lot of people that way, and if I end up dating someone who's in a game, there is a power dynamic. And so how he asked me, how do you deal with that? And I'm like, by talking about it a lot. Being very forward about it, early on, and being like, hey, so um, there is this power imbalance because, if we add this extra element and it goes bad, it can affect everyone at the table. So, it's the question. Do you think that you're okay with, you know, are you a person who can deal with having that kind of an emotional break and dealing with it maturely? I know that when I have that happen, I need to take about a month break from someone. So like, and that happened with Jules. Now, I also learned a lesson in that and I'm totally embarrassed about this, but I was hyper focusing on her, giving her too much attention because she was this shiny new thing. But sooner or later, you have to learn that lesson. But so um, so when she and I parted ways as a social unit outside of game, I was like, I'm gonna need a little bit of space, and not saying you got to do anything, but just saying I'm gonna be very quiet on my end, and I don't want you to take that personally. And so I dipped out, and it's happened a couple times since with some other relationships, and and yeah, I can go back and I can compartmentalize those things as being okay. These are feelings I felt at the time. Doesn't mean that these feelings need to be continued. Um, and like because you can't be out there and try to date as a grown ass adult without giving people a lot of latitude.
Yeah.
Because someone who's been outside the dating pool for 11 years, um, going back into it, I have had 11 years of consistent consent and respect from my partner, active and enthusiastic communication. And I did actually come into it looking at people through that lens. And that's super unfair. And it's not even to say that I have this standard that's like a universal standard. No, there are ways that work for other people, and there are people who have not had the benefit of my horrendous fucking mistakes, or and they bring their own worth to the table. So it's been a really eye-opening experience being back in that world, and seeing so many people being brave with themselves and sharing themselves with the world. That's probably the coolest part of it. Is I've met some really authentic people. So yeah, but that was a very thorough segue. I do apologize. Y'all motherfuckers gonna need to keep me in check. You know what I'm
All
like.
right, all right, all right,
All right.
baby, I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
Please stop.
I'm fuck.
That's all you
I
gotta
was just.
do.
You can't take that tongue with me. I was already stopping.
I know, I'm just saying it.
Baby, it's not Barry. I was like, Barry's not in the room anymore.
Yeah, that's just fucking. I figured.
No,
I actually
I
need
was
to.
like,
I actually
Baby,
need
it's
to
not
ask.
Barry.
Like I actually,
squirt guns.
I actually need to ask Barry about fucking the phone plan. Anyway.
Okay.
I'll message him.
Yeah, so Azalea watches what the fuck is going on because she doesn't understand. She's never seen a water gun before. And she's very confused. And then Valar sprays her in the face and she's like, what the fuck? Probably a whole lot of her puffs up like a cat. Whole lot of flowers just spring out of nowhere. Like, poof. Greenery on the beach. Like,
So when you're passive, grass and flowers grow at your feet. But when there's a spike in your emotions, it's almost like the social equivalent of a fart. It's like burst of green and a palm tree.
yep.
And then like one coconut falls, and then everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Oh man. Yes. So chaos unfolds. So Connor is like, oh, he's not usually surprised by chaos, because he's always kind of the pillar that he needs to move so people don't run into him and things like that. He's usually pretty attuned to chaos, so he's like,
He just looks at his fiance. She's just under her pavilion smirking.
There's a thing like standing from this angle and seeing your smirk from this angle. It's like Baroness evil. I gotta say, like it's Natalie Dormer evil.
I want them to have fun. They're having fun.
Fair, yeah. So what is Valar doing?
Getting sprayed in the face with a water gun.
Apparently getting soaked as he takes his distraction elsewhere.
Yeah. Boomfist reacts like he's in an actual fucking threat because his fucking weakness is water. Like if his hands are wet or in other way unable to gain friction, he can't do his kaboom. So he's like, fucking shit! So he's like fucking dodging like crazy. Raptlad's having a fucking blast.
Does get from this, she's actually very careful not to get his hands.
Oh, fair enough. Very nice of you.
Yeah, she recognizes the trauma response there. She's like, okay, I see you. I'm not a dick.
Hawk displays a remarkable amount of athleticism. He moves very agilely in the sand, but with like practiced like motions like a football player. Like he's real limber and he's real quick on his feet. And so like he goes to retrieve a gun, and instead of scooping up the gun, he jukes and kind of hip tackles Valar off, down, out of the way, and rolls away with Valar's gun.
Who's that?
Hawk. Hawk
Okay.
is the like the character is still being shaped. Um, like so like editor's note. So these characters get shaped through this role playing arc, and then like it's like stretching out a plot canon rubber band, and then when the story comes to its conclusion, we go, yes, this is who the character has always been, and we let go of the rubber band, and it kind of snaps back, and because it's kind of how it's like my rule of authenticity is just that like these characters need to be shaped by experiences, and I like the randomness of interactive role play and what kind of, because this was not on the docket for today, but now I have a fucking plot in my head about the fucking beach. So yeah,
Well, I get that. Like, I usually don't find my characters' voices until, I'm actually playing them.
yeah.
Like, sure, they're on a sheet, and yeah, I have their background, but I don't know them until I start to play them.
Oh yeah, like Aiden, like fucking rubber banded hard. So leading up to the point where Tybalt died, I was playing like I'm not sure if I'm good or evil, ambivalent character. Like and then I had that snap where I went like fucking vengeance shitty, and at that moment, I decided at the moment, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to play this evil guy at all. So I just fucking let go and wiped that thing entirely. And there hasn't been a peep of that since. And like Aiden is now like this super good guy, and I found my voice after like kind of trying to swing at the punching bag, and I'm like, no, I'm not a boxer. It's just kind of like that's kind of like that.
I get that. I can't play evil characters.
I
can play villains as NPCs, but as PCs, I don't like it because I feel like I'm being such an asshole.
well, see, that was the thing. So in
Goblins are
Johnny's,
different.
we are off topic again. I'm sorry.
Sorry, yeah. All right.
Sorry. All right. So, so Hawk has a gun now. Zap zap. He gets you. And then gets run over by Raptor Lad. Being ridden by
What's
Reckless.
Boomfist doing?
Boomfist it has shoved his hands into the sand and is making explosions of sand at people. Like he's basically in push-up position. Have you seen that video on TikTok where the guy's like doing the crazy push-ups?
Yeah.
He's basically doing that. But every time he gets into the air, like someone who's quick-witted like Valar is like zap 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 zap, and he's like fuck 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 fuck.
Azalea will actually grow like plants and shit around his hands to try and keep him protected.
He comes out of the sand with 2 coconuts around his hands and like looks at them like what the fuck, and then shaka, and the two caps on the ends pop off. He's like, hey.
She whistles to Boomfist.
He looks over like with like a yes boss.
Motions him over.
He runs over.
Points behind her. It's a trash bag full of water balloons.
All right.
They're biodegradable.
All right, hold up. I'm power maxing. Okay. So I'm gonna invoke my legendary. Oh Jesus! It got worse.
New science, biodegradable balloons. So we're not leaving trash on the beach.
Jesus. So so that was a bad idea. I'm gonna storyteller caveat. Just fix that. He does not power max. Fucking Jesus. That was the first time I tried that. It fucking blew up in my face. That's terrible. Yeah.
He trips and falls onto the whole thing.
Yeah. Just he kicks the fucking thing over in front of him and then just shoves his hands into it. You hear this little boom boom. He pulls his hands out, and the coconut shells vibrate a little bit, and then they both shoot the balloons out like mortars.
Have fun.
So, all right. So at this point, he's targeting someone. Valar,
Yep.
make a dodge as he
Okay.
yells, "Improvise AP shot!" Which you
What
probably
does he say? You cut out.
improvised AP shot.
Net.
All right. Let me see. Where's my fucking character sheet? Kid Boomfist. Quantum bolt level. All right, cool.
And I'll use my my Mega Dex to make it 5 easier.
Okay. Fair. Then let's see.
At some point, I'm pretty sure somebody would hear Azalea scream, "I'm a delicate fucking flower," before she just like unloads hell on them.
All right. I will be spending a quantum to activate multitasking. I will be splitting my dice pool to do a series of attacks. I will be sacrificing my 2 megas to reduce the difficulty. And then, alright, so let me see how many actions I'm going to do. So I'm going to do 1, 2. Alright, so that would be 2, 2, 3. Alright, I'm going to do 6 actions. My dice pool penalties will begin at 2. And under normal circumstances, I would not be rolling so deep into this, but considering Valar's power level, I want to kind of test you. And also, it's a little bit of self-aggrandization because I don't really get to play much. So, all right, let's do this. So, first dice pool is limited by 2. All right, and I'm gonna spend a willpower just to make sure there's no botchy. So, mark my willpower down by 1. And I spent a quantum.
Kid Boomfist goes hard.
Kid Boomfist does go hard. I am not power maxing, so I'm spending just the 1 for multitasking, I think. Yeah, because I'm doing my bashing attack. So, all right, cool. All right, so first roll. All right. So, are you dodging? We need to do a quick initiative check. So roll 1d10 and add your modifier for initiative. My initiative modifier is 8. Oh, wrong button.
Do
Ignore that.
tens explode?
No, they don't. I got a 15.
Okay. I have a 24.
Okay, so you have initiative, so you can dodge for free on any of these attacks. Do you want to go ahead and do dodges?
Yeah, I was gonna do dodges.
Okay, so let me go ahead and do. We'll have to do this a little slow because there's gonna be a lot of math. Okay, so the first attack was difficulty 5 to hit. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to hit, and my strength attribute is devastating. I do believe that this bombardment is devastating, but I will leave that up to Liz to make that choice. Liz or Kitty or both.
What?
Would you say that my bombardment of Valar is going to be devastating?
Yeah, sure.
Kitty?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. Casey, you good with that?
Yeah, sure.
Just water balloons.
All right.
Yeah.
So his 10s will explode. So I got 3 to reroll. So 1, 2, 3. I rolled a 1 and I'm way over the botch worrying. So I got 12, 13, 14, 15. One more reroll. 16 and 17 for the willpower. So I'm 17 to hit. Roll your dodge.
And mine, reducing it by 5 makes it a 3.
Yes.
Okay, and then my dexterity is fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
1,
you're right
2,
there.
3,
Okay, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. And then for it to explode, it has to be a specialty on the ability itself, correct?
No, it has to be a specialty on the
Dexterity.
on the so your fast is where that matters.
Okay, so that's
So
for
you
those
do
two.
get
So I'll
2
roll 2
rerolls,
more.
yeah. So you're at 7,
Okay.
8, 9.
8, 9,
All right, and then do one more reroll.
and then one more.
All right, 10.
10.
Okay.
But he still hits.
All right. So I'm 7 over you. I sacrifice one of those to confirm the hit. So the rest of these are armor piercing. So the way it works is this is considered to be a bashing attack. So we compare it to your soak. Now, what it does is your soak is now technically 6 points lower for the duration of my attack. You don't take any damage from this attack unless your bashing soak is like less than 6, which it should not be. Your bashing should
No.
be somewhere in the 20s at least.
Yeah, it's 20, 32 actually
Okay.
for physical attacks, since this is
So
a physical attack. So 26 with
yeah,
the -6.
cool. All right, cool. So boom. All right. So we wipe that attack. We're done with that. Your new soak is now 26. Keep that in mind. All right.
Mhm.
And then the second attack is the same dice pool, 12, and shooting. All right. So I got a 5. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I got 4 successes. That was definitely less good. All right. 4 successes, and go ahead and roll your defense. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4,
7.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, and a reroll. 7 and a reroll.
8.
All right. So yeah, you zoom past that one. So what I want to do is let's take note of how well you dodged that. So you got 7, 8. You got 8 successes.
Yep.
I had 4. All right. So we're gonna give you 3 automatic successes towards your next dodge.
Okay.
So we're kind of teasing a rule right now, which is why I'm glad we're recording this. I think this might be a cool rule. All right, so you're banking 3 successes there. Cool. All right, so he's like, oh shit. All right, attack number 3. This one is reduced by 1 die. So I'm gonna also burn a willpower for this one. All right, and then we're gonna roll. All right, it was better. All right. So, sorry, I should have stated this is going to be the same difficulty tree. I'm still stacking my 2 mega strength for the hit. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 with 4 rerolls. 12, 4 rerolls. Alright. I got one more. So I got 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. 18 successes to hit. Roll dodge.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower for this one,
Alright, cool.
and hope I roll really good.
Alright, cool.
I did not roll really good.
Alright, so you got 3, and then you get 4,
1,
5,
2, 3, 4,
6,
5.
7, 8. You have 8 successes.
Yep.
Okay. 9 for the willpower. Alright. So I've got 18 versus your 9. I sacrifice 1 to confirm. So I've got 8 left. So 8 will then further reduce your bashing soak from 26 to 16.
16, yep.
Alright. Now I've got a chance to hurt you. So I'm going to continue the same tactic, though, with this hit. Same dice pool as before, same difficulty. I'm still focusing on trimming your defenses down. But I'm committed now, and I'm spending another motherfucking willpower. Rolling. Alright. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for the willpower. Make sure I don't count that twice. 10 for the willpower, and then 2 rerolls. 10. Alright, cool. Nothing more than that. So I got 10 to hit you. You don't have any bank dodge points, so go ahead and roll your free dodge. So I got 10 to hit you. Alright, so you got 1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5. Alright, 5. So I got 5 to hit you. I am going to do the same, so 1 to confirm. So 4 more down. You're down to a 12 soak on bashing.
Yep.
Alright, at this point, the coconuts are smoking. And he looks down, and he just shrugs, and the coconuts break free. And he plunges his hands down into the barrel and pulls out 3 balloons in each hand. Spending a point of quantum to activate Quantum Leap, I leap into the air, soaring into the cloudless sky, rising almost to meet you in speed and height before screaming, "Death Barrage!" Which was, for those of you at home, Death Barrage. And these ones will be to do maximum impact. So I am not reducing the penalty, but I am burning a goddamn willpower. And I am blasting you. So this last one is reduced down to a 10 die pool. Oh, alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1 reroll. 4, 5. Alright. 5 to hit you. Roll your dodge.
So with absorb solar, can I push the points that I would be absorbing solar energy from to my dexterity?
Absorb solar would not do that. You'd need boost to be able to redistribute power points like that. But that is a very good way to use those 2 powers. And I will allow you to attempt a power max to risk that working. Because you can use powers to chain into other powers. So the way that you power max is by, first things first, you expend a point of willpower. It's just like spending your temporary willpower, nothing weird. You spend a temporary point of willpower. And then you will spend a number of quantum points equal to your quantum score. And then you'll roll a number of dice. So if you have a quantum of 5, you'll spend 5 quantum, or less if you don't want to take if you don't want to roll more dice. You can always roll less dice on a power max. And then you roll the dice that you're going to roll, and every one of those that counts as a success, which is almost always just going to be 7. There's very few things that modify a power max roll. So just as a note.
So a quantum pool or a quantum of 2, you spend 2 out of your quantum pool and roll 2 dice.
Correct. So, and if you're successful, you may spend your successes. That is, there's a tree or there's a list in the book, and I'll pull it up in a second. I don't know if you want to pull that up while I'm talking, Mr. Wizard. But anyway, and you can spend it on a couple different things. Like you can spend, I think, 2 to get access to a maneuver that you would not normally possess. Like, for example, you could take, if you normally had a ray gun like shooty thing, like heat vision, you could instead do burning. So you send out like one huge bolt that hits the target and lights them on fire. So you can kind of customize your power on the go. You can also take the successes and you can invest it in automatic successes to hit or automatic successes to damage. That is different than it is presented in the book because I like to do a kind of thing where if you've derived a success from one roll, you should not have to further whittle down that success. White Wolf likes to do that. I don't. So have you pulled that up yet? Would you like me to go up and pull it up?
Yeah, you go ahead and pull it up because I don't have the books quickly on hand.
Gotcha. I do. You know why? Because I'm the storyteller and I have fucking responsibilities.
Well, doesn't matter. I didn't get a 7 on either of those.
Okay, that's fair. But did you? I didn't have a chance to tell you what happens if you botched. Did you roll 1?
No, I didn't roll a 1.
Thank
I
God.
rolled a
All right.
4.
So what happens? So this is where taint comes in. Taint comes in when you botch power rolls, and when you botch power max rolls. You gain temporary taint. It's kind of like the paradox system from Mage. Temporary taint can wash away after time, but if it rolls into 10, it becomes a permanent dot of taint, and that can raise your taint rating, which can lead to you having things go wrong with you, which can lead to you becoming unplayable. It is a storyline thing that we utilize. Taint does not affect you at character gen. It's just a mathematical clarification of where you start when you start fucking up. Kind of like a male channeler in the Wheel of Time. Because male channelers don't get crazy until after they've used the 1 power. But I'm looking up a book, and I'm trying to fucking find it. Aberrant book. I am maybe dumb. Game books. Books. There it is. Stupid. I apologize. Alright. I think Power Max. Okay. I was right. Okay. So... Okay, yeah, well, it didn't matter because you weren't ultimately successful, but yeah, I'll get you. I'll find a concise chart. There is one on one of these pages that says what you can spend them on. But for the record, I was going to power max my last action anyway, so we'll have another opportunity to see how it works. All right. So your power max, I think, is an action. So you did have initiative, though. So essentially, you can choose to act anytime during the initiative. So you chose now to use the action. So you do not have a free dodge on the last attack. So this actually ends up being a pretty interesting Hail Mary. All right, so I'm going to invoke my Iron Will and refresh my pool, and I'm going to use my Legendary Willpower to spend multiple willpower into successes. I'm going to dump my pool down to 1, so I have 7 automatic fucking successes. Let's fucking go. Rolling 10 dice. Well, sorry, power maxing first. Rolling 5 dice. Spending quantum down to 26. And then rolling 5 dice. Wait, no. Spending 6. Then spending 1 willpower for the power max. Ha 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 ha. And then rolling 5 dice for the power max. Alright. I actually got 0 successes. So, well, didn't botch either. Oh well, I guess,
Which is good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, ultimately, maybe this is like, maybe like from a distance, Guardian's like, no, no, no. All right. Well, then I'm still making my 10 dice to hit shot. Let's
Don't they
fucking.
reduce every action after your second from multitasking?
So, I have multitasking. I also have ambidexterity. So, one of those actions is my offhand. But I am a multi-shot cannon, so it doesn't affect the narrative. So this is my essentially my ambidextrous action. So the way well, not ambidextrous action. Let me explain. So I start with 1 action, no penalties. I say I'm going to take 6 actions. So my dice pool penalty starts at 6, and then it's halved, and so it was minus 2 dice, then 3 dice, then 4 dice, which is why I'm at 10 dice now. Does that track, or am I bad with math?
Well, you
Sounds
started
right.
off at 12 dice rolling, and you've only gone down once, as far as I know.
Well, I'm down to 10 now. I rolled twice at 12, twice at 11 dice. I've done 1 roll at 10, which was versus your power max dodge, and then my last one is still 10. Does that track?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Because I am stoned right now. Like, to be fair, but to be fair, I actually worked out the math on this because I was bullshitting with Liz about that Kid Boomfist would talk shit to Thanos in Infinity War for exactly this moment.
Yep.
AP power shot.
So is Boomfist in the air?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Both him and Valar are in the air. I mean, Valar, to be fair, did not directly declare that he was flying. I might have just taken that into my head that the only way you're dodging an explosion is to dodge into the air. But is that okay, Casey?
Yeah, that's fine. I
Okay.
didn't say anything against it when you mentioned we were both in the air, so.
Okay. And so are we good with the math?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure because this is not like a real D&D game or something like that where there are consequences. I'm just flexing because I'm bored. Sorry.
Nah.
I figured he was just working through some of his insecurities.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it really is. But not at the expense of someone's ego. But that was a nice roll. All right, check it. So I was not reducing it, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, 3 rerolls, 8. So I also had my willpower for 6, so I got 14. And then 1, 2, 3. All right, and then I got 1 more success there. So that is 15. And then I'm rolling my 2 megas. First time. 1, 2. Ultimately was a waste. Oh well. But I do hit on 15. And so I sacrifice 1 to the hit, so that's 14 over for damage. I will be doing 14 plus my... Where is it? Alright, so... Damage... Okay. Okay, so I do 10 automatic damage from the blast. And
It's
I
just
roll...
water balloons, right?
Yeah, but it's bashing water. It's not
Okay.
actually gonna... I can't knock him out. It's comedy damage. I just need to know if he takes a single level of bashing damage.
Hmm.
And I just want to be precise. I am so sorry. I shouldn't be recording this. This is gonna be like a guilt trip later. I'm so sorry. Should I just stop?
No, you're having fun,
I
right?
am having fun. Yes.
Everyone else is having fun, right?
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm just like, yeah, self-aggrandizing sometimes. Anyway, yeah, this is fucking therapy. Suck my ass. All right. So I do 10 automatic. So right now you're taking 14, 24 automatic, and then I roll 20 dice. And wait, no, hold on. Wait, this might be the wrong dice pool. No, no, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
How'd it go from 14 to 24 automatic?
The way that Quantum Bolt works is that you have a base damage pool, and usually this comes up very precisely with Merv, but I'll bring up the rules for a second in this, like, as soon as I can figure out how to use my hands. I'm sorry. Oh, wrong direction. Power. Alright, so the way that they set up damage in this is the damage is inflicts quantum times 3. So my quantum is 5. So I inflict. Oh wait, hold on. Then maybe my power is wrong. Oh no, I'm doing bashing damage. So my damage pool starts as quantum times 2. I have 5 quantum, so 10. So 10 dice in that bracket are automatically afflicted to a target that is hit. And then it says the power rating times 4 in dice. So there's two, as I understand math, and this is how I've always run it, that the brackets mean the target's getting that base damage. Because those are levels of damage. And then it refers to the power rating times 4 as dice of damage. And then that's the part they roll. Because in this system, I think that's how they get past super high soak. If that seems like bad math, I'm open to being corrected.
Seems overtly, since you already have a way around it with armor piercing.
Yeah, but if the
That would be
reverse,
double dipping.
well, the thing is that if you didn't have armor piercing, you have a 32 soak to begin with. That means that the best case scenario, I might be able to chip away 1 or 2 damage. And okay, that's cool, but at the same time, if you have Mega Strength 5, you can steamroll me in 1 hit. I have to be equally as invested in you at invulnerability to be able to survive on the same level, versus if I want to invest in range and you want to invest in invulnerability, you just have this one trick pony that just wrecks my entire kit. That's kind of how I've always interpreted it. But I definitely, like, it's been a long time since I've story told regularly, and like, I don't want to be so hung up on my way of doing things that I'm not evolving with the game space. So if, like, maybe this is too lethal, but like, this is also everything in Boomfist's kit. He is hyper focused to this exact thing.
Mm.
So I feel like it's fair and balanced.
I mean, like, and at least it's only just bashing damage. I mean, like, he's not coming at you for, like, real.
And the truth is that if I was trying to hit you with lethal attacks, I would have a less dice pool. It would cost me more quantum, And if I was going for aggravate, oh, okay, I can't do lethal unless I power max. I have to power max one level to do lethal, and then I have to power max again if I want to do aggravated. And if I want to power max, if I want to do like Merv, I've got to do a power max. So I can't do everything I want to do without hardship, but I can do kind of everything I want to do if I'm willing to take the damage, which I think is pure Bakugo.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to prove a point to. He's trying to prove a point to himself, and he's trying to prove a point to everyone else too that he is not weak. That he is not going to be the weakest link in this school.
Mm-hmm. He's working out his insecurities, and sadly just happens to be on Valar because he's the toughest bitch in the school.
And he's an alien, which Boomfist has some unresolved trauma regarding, and his unfortunately taking it out on someone. He is doing a bully action that should not be regarded as heroic, but it is authentic to the character. So
you're saying I don't get a free dodge, but could I spend something to actually attempt to dodge and mitigate this a little bit?
No. Had you already
free?
you already took an action. Okay. The only thing you could do would be to like split your dice pool theoretically, but then it would be like a retroactive thing.
Yeah,
so,
let's not do that.
Now there are things out there that both you can get or you could have started with, but like I don't mind things coming from other rule books. So you could take something like legendary dexterity from the mage book as a merit in this game. You could pursue that in game, like starting now. Like it could be the result of a bodacious surfing rule you did or something like that. These things exist and they are completely reasonable to pursue. I mean, there's also other things in the books that can be done, like, but nothing like without custom effort. So, like, you could do like, I want to take a power that lets me absorb hits and use them to dodge. I'm sorry, what? Explain this to me. Okay, I'm gonna need a whiteboard. You're gonna need some coffee. But I'll take that journey with you, Casey. I will. But yeah, so have we segued or are we good? Are we?
Yeah, keep going.
All right. So I gotta roll 20 dice.
Holy shit!
So this is at a standard difficulty. This is just to see how much damage is inflicted. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is like 39 boxes of bashing damage.
Holy shit!
Fair enough.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna log in on the computer again.
Suffice to say, you're okay. But like, here's what happens. There is this rapid fire chain gunning of like balloons. Then he leaps up into the air and like plasters you with these like almost like boomerang stretchy rubber band like balloons that almost very at the end snap and break and cover you in water until the last one hits you squarely in the face. And the impact is just to catch you off guard. And it's like you're hit, and it's the slow-mo face cam of before the thing just pops and wraps around your face with a sucking sound before snapping back and falling away. And at that exact moment, you see Velocity with a camera. Click. And that's when everything comes back to real time. And you guys land.
I thought Kid Boomfist was up higher in the air, so...
Oh, he was
Sam
up really high in the air.
Yeah, Sam's panicked a little bit. She's like, Connor, he can't fly. Connor.
No, he's quantum leap. He has the ability quantum leap, so he
She doesn't know that.
Oh, okay. Well, he lands. Like I would imagine that like both Valar and him land separate, like 50 yards away on either side of the beach from the group, and they both land fine. Just an impact in the sand. Valar lands, and it's almost intentional, like landing. Like he's like, hump. All right. Boomfist lands like on all fours, and there's a huge spray of sand as he lets off like a little explosion at the end, and he stands up and he's like, and he's breathing heavy, and his hair is sticking up. He's like, "Take that, you damn alien!" And he falls over.
God, I wish you weren't so awkward, bud.
Connor, can you put him in the shade with me?
Yeah, I got him.
Thank you, sweetie.
Connor looks over at Valar. You all right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay. Picks up Boomfist, takes him over, sits him down. Okay.
And back to water gun chaos.
Yep.
Yeah. Zap, 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 zap. For about an hour later, you hear someone murmur, "Orange slices."
I look over.
So, the other students back from their various mall related escapades show up, and Meta Ship starts serving up dinner, and he's got a wide array of food choices with a lot of Polynesian influence. So it's very there's a lot of fresh fruit involved, and like seafood, and it's almost very pescatarian because it's like things you can gather or things that you can catch that don't that aren't terrible.
Azalea's super happy about that.
Yeah,
Because she can't eat red meat.
yeah. So it's like I think there would be almost entirely fish. I don't think there would be any bird in the cuisine. I'm thinking like because I don't like this is the problem with running. Here's one of the reasons why I like running D&D is because I can bullshit what the elves fucking cook, but I don't want to misrepresent Polynesian fucking
Chicken
stoves.
and pork are also super common.
Okay, like I didn't want to misrepresent an actual culture's cuisine.
No, I get
So, but yeah, nothing but love for y'all.
Once Boomfist wakes up, she hands him a Gatorade.
Good, yeah.
Did you have fun?
Huh?
Did you have fun?
Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it.
I got that son of a bitch.
Hey, come on.
What?
He's a good kid. Just like you.
Hey, no, he needs to know he can get got. If he gets too much of a chip on his shoulder, he can be a problem.
I think he'll be fine.
You gotta keep him humble.
Gotta keep you humble, too.
No, I'm humble. I'm plenty humble.
Oh.
Hey, everyone knows Boomfist is humble. He gets up out of the chair, drinks some Gatorade, crushes the bottle, throws it in the recycling bin, turns on one heel, a little wobbly. I'm fine. Boomfist is fine.
Well, there's food, so she grabs like a little like the umbrella that
Oh, at this point, like the sun's setting. I'm sorry. In my mind's eye, at now it's like tiki torches, which I hope is not insensitive. Lit by torchlight, and like there's people are gathering around, and it's not like no one's like you have a lot of people from the community around here too. Like no one's like, oh, them's the mutants. Like that kind of like So it's become like it's a thing, and certainly San Diego is more progressive than some places. But like Paul Stark really made it like unpopular to be racist. Like it's so laughable now, but like it's also still a thing. So I mean, people still keep an eye out for it. It's not to be ignored, but part of it was to remove the veil of terror from it. You'd be like, yeah, look at these chuckle fucks. Look at these Ralph fucking Cramden characters. People who never evolved. Yeah, Paul Stark is just like, yeah, fuck that.
Sam just starts piling up a plate of food, but pointedly does not get the fish.
Fair. And like Connor gets you a plate. Like he serves it to you on a big ass palm frond. He brings it over and it's like it's food enough for two people, and he's got two forks and stuff. He's like, I got you a virgin pina colada.
Ooh, thank you.
And his is always a virgin pina colada, just because like he gets a kick out of ordering things and saying virgin this and virgin that, especially for things that don't actually have. He's like, can I get a virgin Diet Coke with some cherries? He just thinks it's fun, and he thinks that it's high comedy.
Yep.
So he has his too, and he sits down with you and starts like half feeding you, like, no, slap, no, I have to help you.
Perfectly capable.
You are perfectly capable of being treated well, nice by your fiance.
Yes.
Slappy. No. He's like, don't make me do the airplane. I gotta practice sometime.
Sam and Connor haven't told the students yet.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's more fun to tell them in character.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Valar, I think knows. I think
no, maybe no. I don't know. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Fuck, I don't even think he knows about the other shit that went down. Oh shit! All right, so for Valar, you do know that one Thursday night, Boomfist snuck out of the building and got out, somehow, and came back at like 5 a.m. covered in dust. His costume was like in ribbons, and he looked like he was like drunk happy. And he just like wandered past you and just like, good game, slapped you on the ass as he turned into his room and then slammed the door. And you're just like eyebrow twitching, like, what just happened?
I don't know if I should feel violated or complimented.
Yeah. And then the next day, nothing. The only thing, just nothing. He just had a little bit more of a smirk in his face. And that was like 3 days ago. So, like, there's so much plot in my head for this world that I really wish I could run this game.
So Boomfist did that, or?
Yeah.
Boomfist did that. Boomfist snuck out and then showed up like, 7 hours later, covered in like dust and debris, costume cut to ribbons, but he was fine and grinning from ear to ear.
He was so happy.
He was so happy.
He was so happy. He slapped your ass.
Oh my god, Kitty, I just saw the fucking thing you posted. Yes, that is exactly what happens. Oh, lordy lord. So
Connor's... Yeah.
Oh, what? So Connor, what? Yeah, he's feeding you.
Oh my god. I'm not an invalid.
No one except for you said you are, so I mean, I think you got to talk to that person who's talking shit and let them know that kind of talk isn't going to be allowed around here, young lady. It needs 6 a piece of pineapple in your mouth when you're like about to protest. So,
yes, Sam and Connor seem to be more lovey-dovey than
yeah.
Well, Azalea loves it. I'm just over here like, what? Affection, gross.
Well, and the fucked up thing is that you can sit back comfortably knowing that, pardon me, that we are equally as gross to people when we are in public. We
Yep.
we go out and we go to hang out and like we really act like everywhere is our living room in regards to how we treat each other, because we do that fucking whole thing where we're like, hey fatty, hey fuckface, things like that, and like, but most people know that to expect that about us, and every once in a while we catch
Oh,
people
yeah.
off guard with it. But like, yeah, like I'll be sitting in the lounge and should be walking in to go get like, something from something from the buffet or whatever, fucking potlucks and shit, and she'd be like, hey, and I'll be like, hey, can you get me a? And she's like, what do you want, fatty? I'm like, well, a hot dog. Give me a hot dog. We're just weird. I love it.
Yeah.
We're gonna be weird when we're fucking 80.
Hell yeah.
How's
That poor child.
How's at the grocery store today? And I was picking up the onions, and I was like, it's like a boob.
That
That's just gonna be me, yeah. But anyway, so Metachef, he serves food to everyone, and you got a lot of people from the community coming in and sitting with you guys as well. So Valar, that the girl that you met earlier, she kind of like comes over. She's like, "Can I sit next to you?"
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, hey, yeah. I don't know if you.
I'm also oblivious to just any interest, just so you know.
Okay, gotcha. So rather than having my cis hetero weird pan butt role play with you, no, just kidding. That's the thing is like I don't actually have a problem role playing different characters at different identities. Like I just like to role play authentic characters. So, but yeah, so yeah, she's like she's flirting with you, like girl next door kind of though. So like, and like to everyone like, she's probably flirting in a way that Azalea would find appropriate. That's kind of it's subdued. But like,
Sam nudges Connor.
he's like,
She just points.
He turns. He's got a piece of ham kind of dangling out of his mouth. What? Oh. Does he have something in his eye? Is he? Why is he?
Oh,
squinting
that's
like that?
right. You're oblivious.
Did he get sand in his eye? That's not
No,
really a
what?
problem for me. I usually
No,
blink a couple times.
She's flirting with him.
Who the
Girl.
But she's so
Yes.
young.
He's so young.
Yeah, he is. He's like, oh god, he's me.
Yeah, he is. Is it Kryptonian thing, like, just to be completely oblivious to flirting?
Actually, yes, because we develop our senses. Predominantly, it begins with sight, then hearing. At this point, we're so far into our own puberty that we're so used to our own heartbeat racing that we don't ever really interpret the heartbeat of others, and so that's a big part of their communication. It's how we, and it's very strange, is how natural it's become to us, and it's almost sort of invasive, and I hate it, but it's so informative. I just
that's fair.
can't help what I hear, and like people just react, and that people just have reactions.
Oh, trust me, I know. Remember my sense of smell.
So yeah, Rao, I think there's a talk I have to give to him.
Not right now. Let him sit.
Okay. All right. Okay. It doesn't look like he's going to be any less agitated the rest of the night.
We're going to have to tell all the kids eventually anyway.
He's a little hovery. Like,
hey, focus on me.
What? I'm just making sure he's not going to do anything he's going to regret.
No. We're going to have to tell all the kids anyway about us and the new edition, that we're going to have to explain to them the birds and the bees anyway.
What do you mean we? That's not a we class. I don't teach that.
You have to teach the boys.
No, I don't do. I mean, Micron can do it. He can do it.
That's fair.
He's science guy. I'm PE guy. I can teach him how to pee in the woods.
My PE
I mean,
teacher taught
Shui or not Shui.
out of character. My PE teacher taught me the bird of the bee. She gave the sex ed class for the girls.
I mean, is this gonna wait? Hold on. Is this pulls out? He taps on his watch and sends a little text to Micron. This isn't gonna be a fucking thing, is it? You're not pranking me, are you?
No, why?
No, he says I have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the parts are. I mean, I know some of them. I couldn't label them though.
Don't worry.
I'm not Ian from Smosh.
Oh my god. Surprised none of the other students are like, what are you guys arguing about?
Well, I imagine they're sitting a little far away. I'm getting like Lost vibes, like from when the downtime episodes where people are chilling, and I kind of see you as like Jack and Kate, and but I'm also like super
too removed.
Lost.
I don't want to be too removed from the students because I'm a player too.
Oh, well, that's fair. Well, that's why you should fuck it. I'll hit you with a time travel gun.
No.
Kid Sam.
No, nobody wants that.
Yeah, well, also it's not a fun thing to have to you guys have earned your adulthood. And that's one of the things that's very important to me is the sensational legacy. Because that's the one thing I feel is missing from comics today. We've had 100 years, almost 100 years of Batman and Superman, and it's still Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne. When there's so many other rich characters that could have been where would we be now if we were allowed to change? Because you could have you could tell us the canon story of Terry McGinnis alongside Bruce Wayne in the same time. Yep.
Yeah, that's true. So Valar and what was her name again?
Well, I don't know.
Katie.
Roll and intelligence.
Did she introduce herself? Because I didn't ever heard her introduce herself.
She introduced herself fucking twice.
Oh.
Just maybe not close enough for you to hear, or important enough for you to remember. That's why you'll be rolling intelligence.
All right. So how do I roll again?
So you'll look at your character sheet to determine the number of intelligence dice that you have, and then you'll roll a equal number of dice. So you'll just pick, on the dice roller, it's down on the left-hand side. It's the thing that looks like a D20. You click on it, and I think it'll give you a pop-out, and then you can either roll with that or use the advanced dice roller, which is what I like to use. I can share my screen if you'd like to see what I've got set up. I guess I'll just share my screen.
Yeah, because I'm... wait, I think I found it. And it's D10?
Boom. Yeah, D10. All right, so you got one success. You're cool. Yeah, you remember. She said her name was Melanie.
Melanie.
Yep.
All right. So Val and Melanie.
And she nods. And she's.
So.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. So we're usually off school Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So maybe you two can catch a movie one of these nights.
Sure.
I mean, maybe we can do a group thing if you want, if that's more comfortable, or you two can.
Oh, why would I be? I wouldn't be. Why would there be no uncomfortable thing? Climate. There's nothing that would be an uncomfortable thing. I mean, right?
Why would anything be uncomfortable? Huh?
Yeah.
Sam just face palms.
All right, awesome.
Were we that bad?
So yeah, I think you guys should totally go out.
Connor's like,
and go
you
see
have
a movie.
no idea how bad it was. Do you
Stares
remember?
at Val.
Do you remember the sisters? Jesus.
Yeah, I do.
It's just
She's
I just wish I knew.
Just telepathically,
I remember you
telepathically scream at him. Pick
I remember you getting all kinds of flabbergasted around all the girls except for me.
Wait, hold on. Was someone just screaming telepathically pick up?
Well, that's what basically basically what Az is just like screaming at her head. She's like, "Pick up the signs, Val! You're fucking
Oh, okay.
blind."
Because if ever anyone in this world like is anywhere around and someone's like in their brain going pick up, there's a chance a telepath would be like, "This is Charles Xavier. Are you all right?"
Nah.
I just want if you do that, if you are actually
No.
trying to mentally connect to someone, you fucking tell me.
Nah. She's using girl power.
You might
Yeah.
get fucking plot trained.
Yeah. She's trying so hard to get him to realize that this girl likes him,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
and
she doesn't know how to wingman. She's just like,
no, you know perfectly how. You invite her to church, and then after church, you sit them next to each other at the lunch table. What are you
yeah, but I
crazy?
think
Where are you? You're from Wisconsin or wherever your character's from. Fucking like evil Tennessee. Where was your character from? I know we missed the fucking recording on like fucking
I
12
think it was
fucking
either
sessions.
super northern Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Yeah, it was
But
like
like,
second like Wisconsin. It was like deep
it was a
hills, Wisconsin or
church,
something
and while
like.
it was very 50s, there was a lot of like very 70s esque things.
Cult.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it was
you were raised in a
cult.
cult. So
Yeah,
like yeah, they would like so like there you weren't raised in like a like you weren't raised away from a lot of people, but like there were just like people the only people who came by were people who were sympathetic with the mindset.
Mhm.
Yeah, someone just pinged me for something.
Twi, family event.
Okay.
So yeah, she's just like, and like she
Fuck, I
recognizes the
need
fact that she's been out of her situation for a while now, and there is TV. Yeah, she's been indulging a bit, so she's picked up on some things, and she's
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, times have changed a lot," but there's a lot of things she still doesn't understand because she never had a childhood,
Hmm.
which is why she was really confused with the water guns because you don't really see those on TV.
It's true because most people are like no guns, no
Yeah,
depictions of violence.
yeah. So that's why she's like,
But the
"What the
water
fuck?"
balloons, when the water balloon gun came out, you're like, oh no, I know what those are.
Yeah, she's like, "I know what those are."
No one
Yeah.
else got hit. He was very precise.
But she was very happy about that because she was like, "I don't think I would be able to take a hit from him." I
Yeah,
Sean,
tried.
no.
did you hear what I
So
said to Connor though?
I'm not sure. Say it.
Like, I remember you used to get all flabbergasted with all the other girls except for me.
You,
so yeah.
you, um, yeah, I should probably go break that up or something.
No,
You know,
sit.
anything but to have this conversation.
You're fine. I'm just teasing you.
It's so prickly. It's painful.
Well,
Okay.
I think you'll have to pick the movie because I really don't know much about this planet or the movies or anything.
What? Planet?
Oh, he's not from here.
So,
You know how we go
so
to
you
the
see,
superhero school?
you can feel the inhale of air of Boomfist taking in the air necessary to yell, and then you hear a corking sound as Reckless shoves her hand in his mouth and just goes, "Shut the fuck up."
I give Reckless a very thankful nod. So
Sam
he's
just gives Boomfist a look.
yeah.
He
You, you know how we go to the superhero school. So
yeah.
there's a lot of us who are very different. He's not from Val. Do you maybe want to chime in? This is your shit, and I shouldn't be airing it. I'm sorry.
I'm not from Earth. I'm sort of kind of alien, I guess.
So she anime blank stares at you for a quick second before, like, her eyes, like, start to dazzle. She's like, oh my god, that's so cool!
Oh, he's got a fangirl.
She's like, oh my god, what's the gravity like? Ooh, what were your stars called? Tell me a story about your stars. Do you have like a star? Do you have a Big Dipper? And you find out she's an astrology nut. Or astronomy nut? Whatever the one's
Astronomy.
Whatever one's the
Astronomy's the
science.
science.
Whatever one's the
Astrology is the
science.
signs. Yeah, astronomy is the
The study of deep
science.
space and nebulas and shit.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a quark? I don't know. Something like that.
Well, quark would be micro astronomy.
I don't know.
Quarks are a type of atom.
Hey, you showed up to the game, you get good plot. That's the rule.
So I'll start explaining things how we're in houses and how we've explored to other planets and stuff, and
Azalea is also listening with absolute rapt attention.
other planets and colonize those. And then he starts thinking about it and realizes, oh wait, the planet's gone.
So
And kind of gets lost in thought.
Liz,
Who wants dessert?
You get a buzz from your communicator.
Eh.
It's Reaver. She says, I am noting that the gathering is running a little late. So if we're
I'll
going
get the kids
to be,
together.
I will hold on.
Sorry, Reaver.
If we're going to need to stretch curfew, I just need to know that you're going to take responsibility for the kids while they're out.
Yeah, I'll give them another hour and we'll head back.
Okay, that's all I need. Because it's only 8, so they had an hour. Now they have 2. Let them have their fun.
All right.
Reaver's not mean.
Yeah.
Like, no one on the staff is like, fucking, let's fuck these kids.
Hey, Velocity.
Yes'm.
Go around and let everyone know that we're staying out till 9, but make sure that we pack down and clean up before then, okay?
I can't do that fast. Ugh. He walks over to the group. Like, he does. You see him do the mental math. He's like, ooh, speed, sand. I could leave notes. No, this would be a pain in the ass. I'll just walk over there. He walks over and he goes, hey, wait, fuck, hold on. What was 9:15? We get to stay out a little longer,
talking.
but we
Stop
got
talking.
What?
I peep up and go, she said that we could stay out a little bit later, but we need to make sure that we clean up and get ready to go as soon as we're ready to go.
That's what I was saying.
Thank
I swear, nobody trusts me to do a damn thing. He just walks over to the barbecue, picks up like one of the dessert trays, or like one of the pieces of cake, and he's wearing a very lively hoodie. It looks like it's a T-Rex head trying to eat him. Is the hood?
I feel like Raptor Lad would be.
Yeah, Raptor Lad
has been attempting.
He's offended.
No, he's been attempting to take it off of him because he thinks it might hurt him.
Oh God, yes. For those of you who don't know, some of the characters are a little wacky. So we had the first session and we didn't record it because I was dumb. And so class 1 of the let me give us a little backstory, a little recap. So this is the SAM School. SAM School stands for the Stonepaw Academy for Metahuman Sciences. And it's a high school, for people who either have superhuman abilities, metahuman powers or whatever, or people who want to invest in or explore education in that field as like a satellite school, like Peter Parker does in Midtown Science or whatever. Which, as a note, hey Liz, could you go get me a bottle of water? I am super parched.
Yeah, where the water?
Probably upstairs, but...
Alright, hold on.
Yeah. I am sorry, my love. And so, So this school has a bunch of kids with superpowers, and a lot of them here are here to learn how to eventually be heroes. Some of them are here just to learn how to use their powers to their fullest to help people in their communities, things like that. So a number of these characters are players, and a number of these characters are NPCs, just there to give more vibrancy to the life in the community at the school. So the name Stonepaw is noteworthy in that it's named for a character that was played by a friend of mine who passed away. He played a character in a Werewolf the Apocalypse game named Stonepaw, who was a teacher, but he was a born as a wolf werewolf teacher who was very brusque and very harsh, but very fair, and it was a very very cool role playing experience, and I wanted to kind of homage him, and as a way to say that we miss him, because he was a very apt and avid role player and gamer and storyteller, and we miss him. And his name was Michael Fletcher, and he was a great dude, um, and all of us know him, and I'm getting a little misty eyed. Sorry guys. This is all I know. This is deep for all of us because we happen to all be his friends.
I was not prepared.
Yes, I'm sorry. I did not consent. Yes. Yeah. Anywho, so a number of the characters are a little bit wackadoodle. So like Daiichi is a blind kid who uses like pattern dancing to view the future. Velocity is, as has been pretty much obvious, is a super speed character with very little impulse control. He is a very thinly veiled love letter to Mark Wade and Mike Warengo with their creation of not. I don't know if they're directly attributed to the creation of Impulse, but they wrote the comic. They wrote and created the comics, and I loved Impulse. Later Kid Flash, later Flash, back to Impulse. And then there's Kid Boomfist, who is my love letter to Bakugo. And then there's Recluse. He hasn't really featured much because he was supposed to be a player character, but the player character didn't play. Then there's Raptor Lad, who is literally a velociraptor from the Savage Land who gained the metahuman ability of human intelligence. But not like super intelligence. No, he's like an 8th grader. But like he can talk and stuff, and he wants to learn how to be a human raptor thing. And like he's got parents at home and everything who like he's been able to like communicate with and help them learn a little bit. So now they're like a little more social and can communicate because they certainly have the vocal cords for it. And so it's starting to spread a little bit of intelligence through the raptor community. And they're like, oh, you know what? This is kind of interesting. I kind of like this. Hey, I was talking to Paul down the street, and he was just talking about the local Allosaurus population. Gosh darn. But that's a segue. And then there is Match. Match and Brick are two kids of two other heroes. One who is a trans femme, and the other one who is a dude's dude. And they had kids, and each one mirrors their other powers. So the parents are Hellfire and Pillar, and the kids are Match and Brick. And they have similar powers, but they're like the dumbed down kid versions. And Then there's Reckless, who is a young girl who's like 6'2", and her whole superpower is the more brazen she is, the more like impulsive she is, the more likely she is to succeed. Like she is invulnerable when she just goes, fuck it, and jumps. Things like that. And then there's Armory, who's a character who she can reach out to technology that's in the area and basically strip it down into like some kind of a mechanized power suit. And the more technology it's there, and the higher the technology that's available, is however cooler the suit can be. So if she's like in a super high science lab, she's like, oh look, I'm a Gundam. If she's in a really low science place, she's like, look, steampunk, toot toot. And then there's Class 2, which is Hawk. So Hawk is a character who is a transmask kid who is growing into a legacy role. So in my version of events, there was like a Captain America-esque team that had a character named Blackhawk, who is a character who used a glider system. And one of the characters was like a super fanboy of the character, but didn't know he was a real person, found out, and that's what brought the character to the forefront. And I made an error as a writer as being a white dude writing about a white character who inherited a legacy from a black character. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. And it took me a bit to empathize with that, but so I wanted to take the story in a different direction and release that mantle back to the family for a character named Hawk, who is the transmask nephew of the older original legacy character. I wanted to do right by the characters, and I also wanted to do right by what I felt was like.
Sorry,
I wanted to start. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So I wanted to do right by the characters and right by the people who I'm writing for, which is everyone. Uh, so I hope that this is okay. And then we have Brick, who is the other part of Match and Brick. Then we have Titan. Titan is a character that was written by a friend of ours that I've absorbed into the storyline because it was too important to Velocity's storyline, and it's kind of a shared universe thing. But he is essentially a Titan of old. He is a perfect entity, and there's something about him that changes the nature of reality, and no one really has been able to pin out what it is, but just weird things happen when he stands up and has conviction for something. And out of character, we know a little bit about it, that it's something related to one of our favorite games run by one of our favorite people, which is Exalted, and he is, I think, a Solar Exalted Reborn, which is a weird meta sideways thing, but it's fun. And then we get back into some characters that are a little less deep, and then there we have Tank. Tank is literally a dude who can kind of transform into a metal tank-like dude who's got feet treads, and he's got a gun barrel that comes out of his shoulder, and he can hunker down with armor plates into almost a triangular a riot break construct, an army battlement something thing. And it's just I just figured I want to play a superhero whose name is Tank, and he's just a tank, and just just have that be the least interesting thing about him. And he's he's kind of my nod to Kirishima. And then Ashton is a wood elf. I'm going to get through the rest of these fast. Ashton is literally a wood elf made of wood from the Fey realm. Metachef is a guy who can make metahuman cuisine. He can magically make it into reality. And it's things like, here, eat this candy bar, and now you don't have a headache anymore. Or here, eat this fucking cupcake, and it's gluten-free, but it tastes right, whatever. And then there's Blitz, who is literally a lightning-charged, lightning chuck character. And the interesting thing is that this character was made well before I had ever watched My Hero, but I think the player who made it had. Because this is really just Charge Bolt. So I think I have to waggle my eyebrow fondly at some point. And then there's Kenji Ketchum, who is a kid who... his power allows him to view life as a Pokemon game. He literally has mystically created Pokemon. He has a power where he can use his own quantum energies to create little friends, little companions. And so he makes a Charizard, because why not? So he literally is he's on his quest to be a Pokemon master. He's come to America to train all the best gyms. And he's going to be the very best, like no one ever was. And then there's Weaver. She's a character who has the ability to recognize patterns and glean knowledge about someone from their art. And through her growth as a character, she's gone from viewing things like paintings and maybe street murals to being able to interpret the internet, the art of people who are, drafting things online and writing online, and she can read things about them. And so she's like this oracle-like character who's learning how to be a hero so she can, like, help save lives and stuff. She ties back to another game where she used her abilities to track a villain who was known as the Wanderer, which the biggest part of him was that it was almost impossible to track him. Like, mystically impossible. And it was really dope. And then we have a character who I hope to get a lot of screen time in the future. Her name is Stitches. She has the ability to transfer wounds from one person to another. So if Sam gets shot, she can have that instead be Connor who gets shot. And then there is Chimera, who is a person who can manifest any three animal types at will. Then there's Gravity Gal, who is a girl who literally, she's a 1950s rockabilly style character who can make things be unaffected by gravity. And last but not least, there's Menagerie, who is the most adorable girl in the world. And she's a character who can turn into any statue that she has seen before, has knowledge of, and she transformed to scale. So she goes from being a little 14-year-old precocious thing to the Colossus of Rhodes and goes, "You've done very bad. Thumpy thumpy." So, yeah. Back to you guys.
So, everyone's chilling. Sam's like, I want s'mores. S'mores. Connor, s'mores.
S'mores are made to happen.
Yes.
It's not hard to get s'mores because, like, you guys aren't far from the campus, and the campus has a Target, and the Target has stuff.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a Target. That's not a plug or an ad.
It has a school store.
If Target wants to pay for me, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so you guys, he runs up to the school store, gets some stuff, brings it in his bag, and says, "See, it's not just for me." Inside joke. And passes out.
She just stares at him.
Passes out stuff for s'mores, and s'mores are had. And then you're feeling like you're being observed from the water. Sam, you notice it first because you have external senses. So you pick up on the crowd as they kind of get that skin prickle that someone's watching them. And then you see that there is what appears to be a humanoid-ish shape standing in the water, but it seems to be made of water. It's like an unfinished human silhouette. It does not appear to be hostile, though. It appears to be motionless, and the waves are just kind of lapping around it, and it appears to be just watching. You can almost see like a bit of an expression, a neutral expression, playing off the firelight that's reflecting off of it, but you're definitely, with your wits, you're not getting a hostile vibe.
She whispers quietly, "Deluge."
Oh. And Deluge, like, perks up. Is like, that is a living water person.
Is that a water elemental?
It's something like it, yeah. I'm gonna pull back. He shakes it a little bit. He's like, I think it might be somewhat psychic. I don't want to reach out and offend it.
All right. I'll go talk to it.
No, well, okay. Well, I mean, yeah.
You got the brain protection. Bananas.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's fair. Well, I don't think it's hostile, but yeah. I'll subtly let people know.
Yeah.
And Connor, of course, picked up on this because, yeah. And so they kind of come and touch you guys on the shoulder. Hey, we might have a visitor. I don't think it's anything hostile, but over our shoulders, And everyone's cool and chill, right? I don't think Azalea or Val are freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I probably actually heard them talking because super senses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing. You probably have kind of a problem paying attention to conversations directly in front of you because you're not used to tuning people out yet. Um, so yeah.
Sam,
Wait, how
she,
quietly does he say this, by the way?
Um, he says it close enough that like Melanie can overhear it, and like
Okay.
he tells people, not just the students. But I mean, because Connor is a public superhero.
Yeah.
Like
I keep
he's got
forgetting that
fame in the
Azalea's
U.S.
part of
He's got like
Fairy.
fame 5 in the U.S. People know him. So
That's-
Superman walks up, hey guys, we have a visitor. It's not a hostile thing, but just let you know, he's over by the water. We're gonna go talk to him. And like Connor does have a superpower called trustworthy. I don't know if this is like a cheap bullshit thing as a writer, but as a role playing character, I had a power that gave me 3 bonus dice whenever I was trying to be forthright with people. Because I'm just like, I'm a really nice guy. So yeah, when he's chill, you guys feel chill. Like he's got
Yeah.
like an empathic thing. So everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. And again, pointing out San Diego, a little more open minded than a lot of places. So at this point, Sam, I assume you're walking up.
yeah, very friendly, like, not aggressive in her stance or anything. She heads over.
It turns to you in kind of a. So the whole body turns as if on a lazy Susan, and then it inclines its head a little more, and then its hand a little more, and then brings its hand up in waves. And when it gets to the point of doing a wave, that's when it gets a little more fluid, and it's like waving like a person would.
Mm-hmm.
And then it lowers its hand down to its side, and it looks basically like an Oscars statue at this point, kind of like, not male, not female, just kind of water. And
She, okay.
oh yeah, uh,
Oh no.
it starts making mouth motions at you like it's trying to talk to you, and you feel a little knock knock in your head.
She lets it through the first barrier.
Okay, you hear a voice. It's very soothing and says, "Oh, hello. My name is Ova. Ova. Uh, oh, that no, no. That was a conversational. I'm so sorry. I was not. I was always told such bad things about the surface dwellers. I was really expecting it to be awful. You guys seem like a big family.
Well, sometimes it's not always perfect, but we here try to make things better for everyone and work as a community and accept each other for who we are. But I will say that that's not how it is everywhere. But I do hope that we can be a proper, good example of what it should be like.
Oh yes. I would say, um, if I go back and say, "Oh, I met a bunch of humans and they're very nice," I would be met with much skepticism. But I perhaps I could go, uh, and maybe like someone could come like and like meet people at the ocean or something.
Uh, well, perhaps, but
Maybe
I would
maybe
need.
send an independent message. Uh oh. I don't know
I
how you would communicate that. Oh.
we
I'm sorry,
would.
I'm not very good at ideas.
You're fine. My name is Sam. What's your name?
Ova.
Ova. That's a very nice name.
Uh,
Um,
what are you what is a hand being raised about, Casey?
Just as you were going into this, I thought of something stupid and very awkward, but something because he's been in hero training, and like this is a normal person next to him,
Yeah.
so he just kind of grabs Melanie's chair and moves it a little bit closer to him, just in case something does happen, he can protect her. But I'm sure it'll be misconstrued as something else.
yeah.
She she
Azalea's
she
like, oh.
she gives you a light tap, and she says, "No, it's okay." She just gives you a little bit of a consent check. She's like, "No, I'm cool."
Just want to keep you safe.
That's no, that's cool. I got it. I'm cool.
Um, in regards to sending an envoy, that would be something that I would need to discuss with the people that I am a representative of.
Yeah, and I don't represent anyone. I just thought it might be a good idea.
Mhm. I
I'm
think it would be
sorry.
a great idea. No, you're fine. I think it would be a wonderful idea to learn about if there are other individuals on our planet. I had no idea that there were those that lived in the oceans. That's what we call
Yeah,
emotions to the water.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
You're. Yeah, we know that you're here.
Mhm.
We
They
don't
just
have
don't.
the best opinion about it.
Understandable.
We don't really
Thing.
get you. Lots of people don't understand.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, and she just motions to like the humans. I'm not like them, but we found common ways to get along and work together.
Oh,
If
okay.
if you wanted to tell your people, you can tell my name is Samantha, Sam for short, uh, and I would be happy to try to find a way to make a proverbial bridge between getting to know your people and our people. And I can't make any promises of that everyone up here is a good person or anything. There's a lot of good people, but I will be realistic about it. There are bad people here too, but I kind of think every place has that as well, maybe. Um,
Yes,
but
there are many different currents.
yes. But if you want to relay that to your people, that there are those of us that mean no harm and would nothing want nothing more than friendship and camaraderie. If you could pass that along to them the way that you do, I, would be here to speak with them uh, should they choose a time for us to meet, and I could get some of my representatives of our governments and such to be okay with that.
Yes, I will.
Wonderful.
I will leave breadcrumbs just in case.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know. I don't. No, I don't think it would say breadcrumbs, but
Seashells.
seashells. Yes, I will leave seashells. Yes, 3 seashells. And it just ploops into the water and you just get and the tide just seems normal again.
Mhm. She turns around and looks at everyone. Thumbs up.
Opus is just like, good job, Teach. Walks off.
It's part of the job. Everyone, make sure you pick up all your trash. We're not leaving. That's going to get into the ocean or anything. All right.
Oh yeah, we're definitely not fucking that up again.
Mm-hmm.
She basically she'll relay the information to Guardian since he's the principal of the school.
Yeah, and he of
And
course
then,
will relay stuff to powers that be.
Yeah.
Powers that be is a little bit unclear. So he will first reach out to the Secretary of Education, who in my world is I don't know, like Bill Nye. I don't know, like who's
someone smart.
Yeah, someone who's like a mega teacher. I don't know, like fuck. No, you know what? No, his name is Jerry Meyer, and he is the teacher who cares. He is the living trope. That's the dude who turned me around in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, he tells him, hey, we just had a contact. You're gonna need to liaise. I'm gonna go ahead and give a call to Cardinal, and let him know. And he's like, of course, not a problem. And he calls the Avengers, calls the NDI, and lets them know, hey, we just had like a pretty positive first contact situation. I think it was kind of an accident. And here's the information we have. And they're like, okay, we'll go ahead and run this up the line. We'll see what we're gonna do. And then just everyone kind of keeps each other in the loop.
Yeah, okay, good.
Um,
Once it starts getting close to the time, to start packing everything down. She's like, "All right, kids, you need to do a brass walk. Make sure we don't leave any trash. You know what a brass walk means, right?
They're all like, "What?"
All right, come here, line up."
Blank
She
stare.
I would love to have one of my characters be like, but I'm pretty sure I don't know what that is. So yeah, go for it.
So she makes all the kids line up along the beach from close to the shoreline and away from the shoreline.
Mhm.
What we're gonna do is we're all gonna look at the ground, and we're gonna walk from where one side of where we were having fun to the other side. And if we find any trash, you pick it up. And that way we can make sure that the beach is kept clean. It's called a brass walk. It's typically what is done in the military and in firearms training to clean up your brass.
Velocity
Yeah, so-
says, "I can help with that. I can get the trash after they find it. I just zip along behind. It won't bother anyone with the sand." Eh? Eh?
All right.
Hey. Y'all
And
do a
she
brass
leads
walk.
everyone. Mhm. Make sure that we clean up the beach. We leave it better than
You broke up a little.
we leave it better than when we arrive.
You can hear a little bit of a heartbeat pitter patter from Connor from across the beach. He's like, "Oh my god!" And yeah, you guys leave the beach all right, and Metachef, deposits some of the food in the bin, feeds some of it to the local wildlife, and so on and so forth. He has a dutiful collection of fans. Fucking like ground squirrels, like, "Hey, buddy."
Oh, she does pull Metachef aside. Oh, by the way, I got in contact with an individual who, during spring break, which will be in the spring, because he's got to plan it out and stuff. That if you want to, you can go and shadow him, and he can talk about gastronomy. So Gordon Ramsay has agreed to give you some tutelage if you are up for it.
So I can do it, but I can't through the microphone do the proper keening noise that Metachef makes when you say Gordon Ram, and it's just a little and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And then he just levitates back to the dorm, like just weirdly. Because fuck it, this is an anime game. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
I don't care. I want to run fun games that are fun.
Yeah.
I did too much World of Darkness. I got into this habit of like being like things have to be like harsh realities and consequences. Like, oh, it's stupid. Why does it have to be that way? I'll do that in another game.
Sam makes sure that all the kids are accounted for.
Yeah, no one's missing or anything. Yeah, I don't think. Azalea, she's there, I presume.
Yep.
Valar.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's accounted for. The only people who aren't accounted for are people who just for some reason weren't there, like Weaver and Velocity. Well, Velocity basically both places at once.
Yeah.
Armory definitely. She is not getting sand anywhere near her.
Yeah.
Whoever her roommate is. Let's see. Who's the? Oh yeah, Stitches and Armory both did not go down, but they did not spend any time together. Nope, not at all. But everyone else pretty much came down and hung out. And yeah, you guys did the brass walk. You guys head back upstairs. There is plenty of leftovers which you guys put inside your fridges, and which is expected to be picked through by the staff. Like there are staff employees, like so. Each building, so Sam and Connor and the other like staff, they function as RAs, one per building. So there's 2 on staff on any given night, and they rotate in and out. But there are like other staff who work for the school. Like there's fucking Bert, who like is the maintenance dude or whatever. So there are other people around, and then you guys leave out food for them and shit like that, because like when I worked at the Palisades, that was kind of how it was. I did security. Me and Barry actually did security for a place called Grand Pacific Palisades, and like sometimes they're like, "Yo, hey, fucking leave out donuts and shit for us." And we're just like, "Oh, it's so dope."
Sam will pull Connor aside a little bit. Like, I think we I think we should tell the kids though of our big announcement.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the water guy. I'm like, are you kidding me? The kids saw. No,
No, not
do
that.
you want to do it like right now?
Yeah, I figured as much. That way they get it kind of out of their system and they're not stuck. When if we do it in class, they're going to be all like, ah!
Oh, good call. Good call.
All right, and she calls the kids. All right, everyone, we have something that we need to discuss with you real quick.
Boomfist is like, yes, the moment.
All right,
And
so
everyone kind of crowds around.
So, as many of you know, Connor and I are a couple and everything. And we wanted to let you all know that in 6.5 months, we will be welcoming a new person to the school. We're going to be having a baby.
For those of you who do not understand, that means they boinked. Double fingers.
Boom fist!
Boom fist! Out.
Boom fist!
What? I kept that quiet for like 4 days. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Not know that they were boinking?
Oh my god, no, stop asking that question.
I mean, they're
Because of this.
Actually, Connor says we are actually not married. We're not
Yes.
really like, we're like wedding ceremony people, but we're not like wedding certificate people. Like, so we'll do it when it's right, and then we will go into a time capsule for our honeymoon.
Yes. Now, because of this, we are actually changing the curriculum very slightly. Later in the school year was supposed to be reproduction and sex education on the roster, but it's being brought up closer to give you guys a better idea of certain things so that there's no confusion on stuff. And she looks to like Raptor Lad, who's not human at all. There will be a special course that is being put together by Micron to help you.
Humans mate like mushroom. They kind of merge together like ooze and come away, and eventually there is 3.
Sort of.
Zaylia looks around and laughs like, what the fuck?
It is wildly impractical.
That's fair. But yeah, so we wanted to leave you
We
guys
need
with that
Schnizzle
bit
join
of
us.
Shut up.
right. We wanted to leave you guys with that happy news that we're gonna have a baby.
We will have to ask Becca if she'll advance her schedule so she can do her meta presentation on meta intimacies. I don't know what she's going to call it.
Yeah. We'll get in contact with her about that.
Meta safe sex. Anyway.
The meta body.
Yes. All right. Y'all get to bed, or the dorms, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Lights out at 11.
Yep.
And I
Sam has
guess,
to walk around the school with an umbrella.
What? Oh, yeah.
Sam has to walk around the school with an umbrella. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, sorry.
What?
That was very. That was Kitty.
I just suddenly heard a cricket noise.
They have
Server
a
sounds.
sounds like soundboard.
What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ!
Soundboard. You didn't know about the Discord soundboard?
No!
Yeah, every
What in
Discord
the
now
shit?
has a soundboard. So if you look at where
I
you're
just
connected
saw
at,
that
right below it,
just
there's a
like
little
down. I was
musical
like,
note.
I heard a bump at the second at the moment that Freya touched me. I'm like, ah! I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to jail!
You got to tell me about this when I'm like sober.
Okay.
All right. Okay, knock it off.
All right. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids go to bed. Sam and Connor go back to their house.
Yep.
Okay, one last one real quick.
Emotional damage!
I love it.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about my daily routine is I almost every night, me and Liz end it watching like YouTube videos together in bed. That's some dope ass shit.
Nice.
Um, so yeah. Um, so basically a couple days and whatnot go by, and the a couple of the big brands get together, and there's a Zoom call that anyone is welcome to be part of, except for the kids. They can get access to the feed later if anything needs to get clipped out.
Yeah.
So Sam's there, Connor's there,
Yeah, the
and
teachers.
and Scarlet would be consulted because she is a representative of another nation. So you would get calls from the UN like, "Hey, we've had first contact with another species or another entity. You need to know what's going on."
I think Sam would let Connor know to have to let Valar listen in, since he is also an alien, and this could be good education for him in relations.
Good call. Fucking A. And then
Get down, shut up.
yeah. And then I'm trying to think if anyone else should be consulted. Like honestly, probably like Alexander dated Neve, but he is a little busy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Well, Cardinal probably.
Yeah, Cardinal's a good fit for that. Oh yeah, he's definitely a good fit for that. Yeah, so yeah, Cardinal will be stepping up, and so yeah, so basically just the discussion is like, yeah, it seems fairly straightforward. I think that uh, the it's the Occam's razor of opportunities. I think the easiest and the lightest we go in, the softer touch we have, the greater degree of success. We have people we can utilize who are highly mobile or risk free, who are also good at diplomacy.
Okay. I did okay, right? Like.
Oh, you did fantastic.
Okay, thank God.
It was. I think it's from what I understand, it just seems like blind luck. I mean, like maybe it's just a roll of the dice, really, that they came upon you having such a good day. Just a choice to be at the beach that day rather than fucking on the nose, right? Anyway.
Yeah, the
this is the plot you get when you chose to go to the ocean and have a really good day instead of doing something like going and beating up bad guys. You guys could have gone and beaten up bad guys. There are bad guys in the queue that need to get beaten up. You guys could go beat up bad guys. But no.
Yeah, I made it a kind of like two things. One, the individual I quote unquote spoke with, they were in the first layer of my brain so that I could communicate with them, but they didn't go any further because bananas. But they seemed kind of young. Like, now that could just be me projecting, but they didn't seem like an adult. They seemed young and maybe a little like with youthful curiosity. Secondly, I did, make sure I didn't like hype us up and be like, oh yeah, we're a great, perfect society. I'm like, no, we've got our own and fuck ups that, we hope to fix and everything. So don't judge all of us on the bad things that have happened in the world. There are those of us that are trying to make good in the world.
Well, I think all right, so
I think lying is stupid, and also they know about us. They've seen us.
Yeah,
they know we exist. So
of course, like no, you've top marks.
Okay. Diplomacy's not my strong suit. Okay.
It should be. You're good at it. And yeah, you did it. You did a good job. Off the cuff, no training. You did a great job. Don't crap on your skills. Moving on.
Thank you.
All right. So first and foremost, we need to look at people who have the ability to exist or breathe underwater with little no hardship. We want someone who can get down there without machinery or something like that. We want it to probably be as natural as possible. And people who are good at diplomacy are also ideal.
Who do we have on the roster that is? I know that Deluge can, but he seemed a little off-put by the psychic nature of the way they communicated. So that would be something that we might need to communicate with him if he's comfortable enough to go.
Okay, that was something we didn't catch in the initial breakdown. Yeah, someone should have a talk with him. Guardians says, I'll do it. And so yeah,
It could just be different waves of psychicness. Could just be uncomfortable for him, and that's fine.
Yeah. There's no one really on staff other than Deluge who really would be a good fit for that. Because like Samaritan can breathe, cannot breathe underwater, but he can hold his breath essentially. But that means that he has to open himself up psychically, and that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
So
I can't breathe underwater either, but I do have the mental protection necessary for psychics of this world.
Huh. I have a good idea.
Okay. Scarlet, you can't breathe underwater, right?
Oh God, no.
I wasn't sure. You do weird shit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Astalia probably could.
Yeah. Kelp.
Yep, she has the mega stamina adaptability, so she can survive.
Yeah,
any
that's
hostile
exactly the power you
environment.
need. Does Valar have that yet?
I do not have that yet.
Okay. You can spend XP when you sleep.
Yep.
Connor, do you have the banana thing?
The banana defense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You might be. I mean, you can adapt to water, right? Or you can't breathe underwater.
I actually, he has adaptability because he can exist in space.
Yeah.
But he can't go deep without taking a chance of losing his solar charge.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Huh. Who else?
Valar will probably have the same problem.
Me going down there, if it's super deep too, the barometric pressure might be too much for me.
Yeah. But we do.
I mean, I could survive it, but I am pregnant, so.
Why not craft a suit that can help store solar energy? Just feed it to us.
Oh,
That is a
something about
possibility.
going as natural as possible.
Well, the suit wouldn't have to be very much.
I need to do a quick consult. I'll be right back online.
Alright.
He steps away. So
With these U-fiber suits, they don't seem like much more than clothing.
Well, yes. That is very true. They usually are very much like that. But, yeah. I don't know how well they do with that deep pressure.
We can try to see if maybe we can meet with them, like, at a halfway point, like, on a raft or something.
Who else is on the line? Actually, I think it's Guardian's there. He's like, you know what? Actually, I think you're right. I think going about the idea of going down there first is actually a bad idea. No, you're right. I think we should start off with a raft. I think we should start off with a raft, and so that we're still in our territory, just reaching out a hand.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds actually
because they haven't officially invited us down, so going there could be seen as rude because we don't know what their culture is.
Point. All right, yeah. Go team. He rings Cardinal back. Cardinal's like, oh, okay, fair. Yeah, I was. All right, yeah, that's good call. All right, maybe we can.
So, how are y'all gonna follow the seashells then?
I was taking that as Ova was going to lead seashells, so maybe other people of theirs can discover us naturally here. Like at the good place, where people seem to be happy and nice. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or maybe, can use that. Or maybe I didn't make that plot point clear to anyone but myself.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
maybe we could have the quote unquote raft or whatever we decide to do in that area. That way it's close enough to the school as like a meeting point for in case things. So you know me, I always anticipate for all options in case something happens and we need to retreat.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm going to Cardinals Guardian. I'd like to assign 2 of my active roster to your school for this matter. Both Vision and Photon can exist underwater and can communicate freely while doing so.
Vision's delightful. He's very good at it.
Yeah. And they're both veteran Avengers. I will. I'll be on response essentially with NDI. We'll let you guys take the lead. I don't want to put too fine a point on it, but there are some individuals at your school who might be useful in this situation. Just keeping it on the table. Thoughts?
Who?
Both Azalea and Chimera should be able to exist in an underwater space.
Fair.
If it seems like that there's a safe political go-between, their perspective may be very good because they don't have enough guile to lie.
That is true.
I don't know.
That's super true.
I mean, like I've been talking about it with a number of individuals that we need to set up some kind of a group for the ethical expansion of human existence. We need to start thinking of ways that we can continue to prosper as a species, but within our own space. And we need to think ethically about what that means. And this changes a lot because I think a lot of us thought that the Earth, even the ocean floor, was ours to explore and ours to have. And I think that this means that we need a think tank on this subject.
Mm-hmm.
If there isn't one already. If anyone wants to Google that. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so. It just gives an excuse for players to be involved.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
If we need any more insight and stuff, I think it might be a good idea for us to reach out to the DC universe. They have.
I would like to strike that. I don't want to. I want to involve as little. I'm trying to steer away from, as much as I can, alternate properties, because I do want to be able to copyright some of this myself.
I mean, there is one individual we could talk to very much.
Who that?
Namor.
Yeah. I had gone very Atlantean light with plots to this point, so
Yeah.
yeah. He's like, fuck him. I'm busy banging the X-Men. I don't know. Fuck it.
Met. All right. Well, keep us posted on.
King of the Z's. I'm king of the CPAC. Fuck off.
Yep. Just keep us posted on stuff and timetables and everything, so we can make adjustments when necessary.
Fair. So, you guys are still deliberating this during the week. When on the following Wednesday, you guys can go off campus and go and do a date-like thing, which I'm assuming, if Azalea does not feel confident making it happen on her own, do you recruit help?
Oh my god, yes. Just like, somebody please help.
Who do you recruit help from? Who's your roommate?
I think it was Menagerie. Or was it Gravity Gal?
Gravity Gal.
No, I think it was Gravity Gal.
Down.
Azalea sorry. Gravity Gal is totally okay with that. Yeah, she will totally help.
Awesome.
Because she was initially like, oh, Valar, not a problem, not a problem.
Yeah, it's like not for me, for Valar.
yeah. And she's like, okay,
This
cool,
dude is
yeah, let's help him out. Yeah, and so
oblivious as what?
she goes around and she asks a proper number of individuals. She thinks about 6 people plus Valar plus that girl makes for a good number. That's not going to be too many people. Yeah, she just plots it out,
Awesome.
and so you guys.
Somewhere Valar sneezes. Am I being plotted against? Oh.
Yeah. And so you guys go out, and you guys get smushed together in the seats. You guys get to share a popcorn. Melody does point out that people do not usually eat the kernels, but Kryptonian teeth are like, oh, I like the crunchy bits at the end. I don't know.
They're tasty.
Yeah.
It's like,
She's like, it's a little unnerving. That's fair. And then, yeah, you guys have a good fun night. You guys go get dinner afterwards, like a quick dinner before you guys head. But you guys go to In-N-Out because I'd kill for In-N-Out right now.
Whole mood.
They just opened up Jack in a Box down the street from my house here.
Oh, I hate you. Have you tried it yet?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, damn it. All right, fair enough. And yeah.
Although their chicken nuggets aren't that great. I'd still rather go to Wendy's for chicken nuggets.
Well, the chicken nuggets at Jack in the Box were never that great. They were just okay. Like if I was going for nuggets, I'd always go to McDonald's. But yeah.
Go there for the tacos.
Yeah, you go there. You go there for the tacos, and their breakfast sandwiches were pretty dope, and their sides.
The chicken sandwiches are also really good too.
Yeah, their jalapeno bites were dope as fuck because they were like the Parmesan cheddar cheese kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. Fucking ads. Hey, what's dinner? Dinner?
I'm waiting for the rice is cooking, basically.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem. Just as long as it's a thing that is happening on a schedule that someone knows about.
Yeah. Basically, like, how much game going for, so I have a good time too.
The game should be over basically now, actually. And I was gonna end I have a tag I was gonna end it on.
All right.
But Casey walked away.
All right. Well, just give him a minute.
Yeah. Boom fist. Out.
They're blind. Was that not obvious?
Hi, Freya. How you doing? How you doing? You little shit. No, I don't want that dirty toy. I want it dirty. I don't want a dirty toy. It's dirty. I don't want it. I don't want it. So yeah, I was talking to. I guess I'll start. End of the game is what? Casey? What? No,
I don't think he's back yet.
I wanted to stop recording so I could talk about shit that's not game related. But here's the end of the game. So on Thursday, that part of the beach washes out. Like washes out and like rocks form and make it not a beach anymore. Literally.
So it's just a estuary now?
Yeah, basically.
Interesting.
Ruh-roh, Reggie.
Not friendly.
And I'm out.